Be right.
What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not. No, that's not.
Wait.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you.
They don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still to the stars with the show, and till then is half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof, I'm a lie about a motor. No proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like another city, the driver's side floor. Gucci get large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Hands up as ever, and cute as could be. You can watch us on YouTube with view for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time, wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, and a happy Thursday, one and all. We're streaming live on YouTube and Twitch. You guys can watch us, Miami 560 WQM, and streaming live on the free Odyssey app, AUDACY, and you can take us in your ears there, everybody. Hello, Leroy.
What's up?
How are you, man?
I'm good. That rain was no joke this morning.
Was it a tornado? I never really got the brunt of it, but I like the entire ride down here. It was like, oh, that's ominous. I was like,
it was lightning. It was brutal.
Only in a crazy state where it's like we live in these pockets, and it's just like, oh yeah.
Only somebody could call you and say, "I ain't coming. It's pouring," and you go, "But it's sunny here."
And like it's beautiful.
It's so nice, especially by us right now, right behind Tobin. Paradise.
Got really mad at my daughter the other day because, like, you know, pick her up at the bus. I make her ass walk. I'm like, come on, I already take you to the bus stop in the morning, and you're literally a block away. But it was like ominous clouds. She's, but the clouds are ominous. I'm like, she used my line on me. So I went and picked her up yesterday. Not a drop. I was like, you. I'm like, you owe me. She goes, what does that mean? I'm like, I don't know yet.
I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
It'll come back.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
When you drive, whenever that is, you're gonna have to drive me somewhere. That's how that's gonna go.
The clouds were so
I can already say.
I walked a dog into it.
If my daughter has to drive me somewhere, I think I'll call Uber.
Yeah.
You're gonna call Uber? You're a little nervous about it?
Instead of taking a ride.
Whew, goodness.
Well, how old is she now? Is she hitting up for the permit soon?
16.
Okay, so she
Oh.
could get her permit.
Yeah.
She has it.
Oh, she has it. Okay, but
Yeah.
so how's that gone for you?
I mean, she drives Mel around.
But you don't trust it? You know, you're not like giving her the Suburban
Oh,
or the Tahoe, whatever it is.
No,
Too big?
no.
big?
My
Yeah,
wife
it's
says
nice,
it's too big.
You drive that, you can drive anything.
I said, Mel, every woman in our development drives a Suburban or a Yukon XL.
I was always very nervous driving the Nielsen's furniture truck. When I was
Ooh,
my grandfather's furniture truck.
pretty big.
Dude, I was moving one time
Whoa.
and I was moving, like, I think getting stuff out of storage.
Mhm.
U-Haul? Was it a U-Haul truck?
It was a U-Haul. It was a big one. It was like not the smaller one, but the big one.
Yeah.
And I was going to pull underneath the little thing, and I'm like, this is not gonna fit. I'm gonna stop right here. And the guy who runs the rental car place, the truck place, plenty of room. Come on. And I drove under there, and it ripped the whole top of the truck off.
Oh my God.
And guess what I did? I had that low insurance. I went, here you go. I got the hell out of there.
Headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy a truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
What were you saying, Marcus? You were on the way in today, and you were saying Perk was very defensive of Liam Eichenberg.
Yes, I had never heard defense of Liam Eichenberg. It made me feel as if maybe he's heard Tobin's less than favorable review of Eichenberg's performance.
Let's be clear. I didn't kind of defend him as much as I supported what he was trying to do.
Correct.
Right.
No, this was all out defense, though. This was I'm sick and tired of media bashing my boy type of defense.
That's his. Oh, really? That's his boy.
Okay, he didn't say his boy, but the way
Can we get the
No.
truth?
So he said that, and I'll grab it. It was on Joe Rose earlier. It was something that closed out his show, so I'll grab the audio for later on in the show. Essentially, what he was saying, he doesn't blame Eichenberg for his performance. Eichenberg just doesn't fit into the offensive style that Chris Grier has sculpted out. He went on to essentially place the blame on the Dolphins, what you can consider second rebuild in the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
He says that Chris Grier, just much like his offensive line philosophy, does not necessarily have an eye for the future, that whether it's Adam Gase, Brian Flores, he bends to their will, and this specific time, bending to Mike McDaniel's will of having an offense that runs the ball outside as opposed to within the trenches, where he feels Eichenberg would do an amazing job.
Would he?
If he was, for example, in like Buffalo or something.
Can I tell you why that is?
What is how?
Well, how that works.
Yeah.
When you run mostly outside, you're asking your offensive line to be extremely
Athletic.
And in some cases it works. When I was in Minnesota, we had a little combination of both, right? Our left guard was 265, 270. Our center was 275, but they could run, but they also had some power to go inside. Sometimes if you don't have that flexibility, it's almost like trying to fit around a square peg in a round hole, is that you're not doing something towards the player's strength. Now, evidently they think something of Liam Eichenberg because they keep moving him around and they think he has some talent. But what Perk is saying is what he does best, and usually when you have a center and two guards, their best work is guy right in front of him pushing the pile.
Look, obviously they have a lot of respect for him. Mike McDaniel goes out of his way almost to convince everybody he doesn't suck. So,
Right.
like, I get it. But I will say, like, I heard yesterday Chris Grier's press conference, and, like, they're all like, oh, Mike McDaniel and I laugh about the offensive line, and you guys have so many concerns that we don't have. And I'm like, yeah, but Tua's like, oh, it really doesn't matter who's in front of me and all that. That's cool. But this is also like, it's almost like you're a real estate agent on Miami Beach and be like, you're scared of flooding? No bigs, baby. Look at this view.
Well, I would also say this. I think you might be reading too much into what Tua was saying. Right? I don't know if he was commenting on how good the offensive line is as much as he was commenting on what he does and how he doesn't really rely on, the things that everybody else is. You see what I'm saying? I know how it came across, and I don't fault anybody for thinking that, he's got no faith in the offensive line. But you got to also know the person saying it. That doesn't sound like, Tua to be throwing his line under the bus, but I think he was more implying on how he does things.
I understand. And I know that the operation runs like he's great at it, and they have a system, and they have the fastest receivers in the world.
Right.
But as we saw, not everything is going to be perfect all the time.
And again,
the times when it's not, it's almost disastrous. And I just think that they're all sitting back here like, stupid media.
To use a Tobin phrase, to use a Tobin phrase, a willy-nilly.
It's just a little bit like they're all just sitting here having a good time at the casino, riding high. And it's like, all right, but one if you go bust one time, it's gonna really, really hurt.
And my thing, here's my only problem not with what you're saying, but it'll kind of help what you're feeling. When you hear, so the other day when Mostert said we want to be physical. We want to run downhill. We want to smash you in the mouth, right? Well, that doesn't sound like what they're preparing to do, right? Because Perk just basically said they do a lot of sideways running, and there's going to come a point in time where in order to get a yard, you got to run 2 yards, not 17 yards to the outside, right? And the other thing is that you've heard me say this over and over again. There is nothing wrong with 2nd and 7, but 2nd and 12 sucks. And I think sometimes the sideways runs, when teams start jumping those alleys and stuff, and then you get caught, and then you're in 2nd and 14, right? Like that's the part of that scares the hell out of me, because now you're putting your offense in a bit of a bind just by play selection. Because if it was 2nd and 10, you'd be better off.
I just think that they're just a little too.
I'm always gonna let them. They know more than us.
Okay, fine. But you want to know what else happened yesterday? I'm listening to Calais Campbell talk about how Jeff Ireland took Philip Merling over him in the 2nd round. His agent swore he was going to get picked. So not always, dude. Not always.
Oof. I mean,
not always.
Consider the source, or consider who we're talking about.
Bum.
And then that's why he's not doing it anymore.
Right. But if we were doing this show, you and I, in 2008, you would tell me, be like, Tobes, come on. He's Jeff Ireland. He knows more than you. And I'd be like, okay, fine.
Yeah, I mean, no, well, the reason why I say that with the current GM is simply because, I mean, dude, look at the draft picks in the last few years. They've been pretty good. Right? Look at some of the moves that he's made. Pretty good. So that's why I say that. I don't know if I would say that with Jeff Ireland, right? So I'm basically saying that based on the current situation of the Dolphins. Now, I do say that in a lot of instances when it comes to when people call players bums or this guy's no good or whatever, I always will, kind of lean on the fact that they're with them every day, right? So that's why I say that. But for Chris Grier to, look, what he's doing is he's having a dialect with Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel is kind of suggesting what he wants.
Here's the thing, though, Leroy, and I'm not taking this off of any personal experience of stories I've heard at home, right? But teachers deal with kids on a daily basis, right?
Yep.
And a lot of kids are idiots. And sometimes you can skew how you feel about the kid based on, woof, this guy was down here. Oh, he colored inside the lines. Good for you, Charles.
Charles? Nobody uses that as a Charles.
I'm protecting the innocent. I'm just saying.
So you got to think of a name that's off the wall because you don't want to.
I'm just saying. I feel like coaches and teachers can be a lot like, oh, Charles didn't answer 1 + 1 = meow today.
Charles. So basically what you're saying is, let me see if I get this straight. Liam Eichenberg is on a curve.
Yes.
But you don't know that. You're saying that, but you don't know that.
But I think the whole thing is maybe brought in on a curve because they're like, we got this machine gun quarterback who can get the ball out.
That I believe, because here's the thing. But and here's my other question. Then why did it take you so long to sign him? If you know what your situation is, right? I get it.
By the way, you see what's going on in Cincinnati right now? With Jamar Chase?
What is he doing?
I'll tell you. Well, we got to take a break, but their coach apparently stepped over the line a little bit with his availability for week 1. And he had to walk it back. We'll tell you about that coming up. Lots to get to here. We'll hear a little bit from Chris Grier and other stories. Cam Ward giving you the Goosies as we're a couple days out from Canes Gators. Back with more after this.
Coming you.
It's Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM.
All
Take
right.
you guys up until 2 here on the program.
I love a good
And we'll let you guys know you guys can join the WQM staff at Smoke on the Water in Weston for Whiskey Stars and Cigars Wednesday, September 25th. It's presented by Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall. Enjoy fine whiskey, a good cigar, and some sports talk, Dolphins, Canes, Heat, Panthers, conversation with the WQAM on-air staff. It's free to attend. All you got to do is RSVP at WQAM.com. That'll get you an invite and a complimentary cigar. You must be over 21. Drink responsibly and talk sports with the WQAM on-air staff at Whiskey Stars and Cigars Wednesday, September 25th at Smoke on the Water in Weston. Presented by Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall and by the injury law firm of Judah and Cohen. Wow. We got a lot of college football tonight. You excited for some college footy football tonight, Leroy?
I am.
What tickles your fancy? You gonna be watching?
I got one.
You gonna be watching Colorado tonight on ESPN?
I'll probably watch Colorado. Just because. Look, it was a cute story for a month. Now you got
Deion, yeah.
Now you got an opportunity. Well, nobody thought they were going to be that good. The fact that they came out like that was, pretty amazing. But now you got a chance to build. You see what you need to do, and I want to see the progress. I want to see, hey, like Deion is a smooth talker, right? And the guy comes from the heart with everything he says. He means it and whatever. But now it's time to see if who you are can translate to getting kids to go to Colorado, to getting in the transfer portal, to putting the product on the field. Because what ends up happening is if it doesn't turn around, then people are going to start saying it's all talk. And if you know Deion, you know it's not true. He means it. But people are going to look at the results and go that route with it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I hope he can turn it around. I hope that, and I'll be interested to see. So I'll watch him.
Here's your TV slate for tonight. Howard at Rutgers at 6:00 on the Big Ten Network.
No.
Western Carolina, they have one of those. At NC State, who's 24th in the country to start the year. That's on the ACC Network.
Can't have a Western Carolina. Like, what?
Why not?
It's one of the eastmost states.
Yeah, but it's the west part of Carolina, dude. And what do you mean?
Dude. Don't even build a school over there.
Do you want to know what their mascot's called?
I would love to.
The Catamounts.
All right, they're allowed to stay.
I don't know what that is.
Me either.
They have some kind of wildcat on their helmet.
Catamounts. Let me see.
Catamounts. Is that like a bear cat? Like, what is that?
It is a wild. It's like a cougar or a lynx.
Never heard of it. Anyway, they're playing NC State tonight. So ACC.
You never heard of them either until just now. So samesies.
So is it a panther?
It is, because those animals are the same animal but called something different depending on where they're at. Like a cougar is the same thing as a panther, which is the same thing as a mountain lion. Just depends on where you're at. So I guess catamount, which is the worst one, to be what it's called in Western Carolina.
New Hampshire, for all our Golden Knights out there, they're taking on UCF at 7:00.
All right.
It's on ESPN+.
There's a lot of people who think highly of UCF this year.
Murray State is at number 11 Missouri tonight, 8:00 on the SEC Network. And then you got North Carolina at Minnesota. Leroy, of course, recruited by Mac Brown.
Wow.
Yeah, think about that. Think about that. That's how long he's been coaching.
Yeah. Kane's daddy.
At Tulane.
Kane's got them this year?
I don't think so.
Nervous about that one.
Yeah, me too.
More nervous about the Carolinas
than the Gators.
and the Georgia Techs. Oh, thank God they don't have North Carolina this year.
Whew.
Nah.
They got Georgia Tech?
Sure do on the road.
Here. How many signs will say take a knee?
Oh, dude, they're going to kill us because they're feeling froggy right now. Thanks a lot, Mike Norvell. And then finally, the big one tonight that I think everybody is tuned in for is North Dakota State at Colorado.
You know
and that is at 8:00.
Obviously, that's the game with a lot of attention around it. But there's one game that is getting overlooked that is on no one's schedule, no one's radar. And it's probably because it's one of those cupcake games that colleges usually schedule for the first week. But I'm watching and paying close attention. It wasn't even on the betting sheet out there that was given to us. I couldn't even pick the game. Arkansas versus Arkansas Pine Bluff, which I assume is the Broward College of that area.
Wait, it got to be more Brown College. They got a football team.
Well, yeah, you know, they're sharing shoulder pads with the local high school. I'm assuming, but that's probably why it's not mentioned.
Well,
But
that did actually happen with FIU. They did take hand me down, so like we know that's a thing.
Got to share shoulder pads sometimes.
By the way, TC from Kiss Country is just texting me in. Incredibly, he is texting me a picture of him at Western Carolina
Right
from
now?
the end zone. No, he went.
Okay.
I'm like, wait, you went there? He goes, for a year.
Whoa!
He said, go Catamounts.
Go Catamounts.
He looks like he would be a catamount, right?
A Catamount?
There we go. It looks like it's a snazzy field.
Yeah, I imagine Western Carolina. If there's one thing they can do is cut some grass.
Well, one thing I'll tell you, dude, when you go on these road trips, those Carolinas,
Yeah,
vast.
vast
I mean,
land.
I feel like am I out of when you get through North Carolina, you're like, oh man. But then you get to South Carolina, you're like, oh,
it is.
South Carolina, big.
I try not to stop.
I tell you what, you can drive through the trip that Tobin takes to go to the station is a longer trip than it would take you to get through Delaware.
I guess the question is,
Wow.
what Carolina is Western Carolina? Is
See, that's true. Is it North? Is
it a South Carolina, North Carolina?
No,
Nope, it's a North Carolina school.
North Carolina?
There you go.
Yeah. Nice.
The fifth oldest institution of the 16 four-year universities in the UNC system.
Wow.
There you go. All right, go Catamounts. Maybe they got the upset tonight.
Wow.
Not liking the chances of that.
All right.
Let's see. What do we got here? Dolphins just making a move. The Dolphins have signed Blake Ferguson. He's back.
Glad you made that big deal for nothing.
They have placed Patrick McMorris on.
No,
Hey, don't make it a big deal.
No,
I was confused for a second. I didn't know.
That was
It's a-
2
it's
hour.
a-
The longest.
Ooh, somebody said Teron Armstead went to Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Oh, look at that.
I think he did. Yeah, he went to a small school. I know that.
You
Well,
you
go
want
on.
to hey, you want to call him Broward College in front of him?
No, did I say that? Was that me? I don't think that was me.
Has he been to the
That's enough.
improv? I feel like he likes the improv.
No, Armstead hasn't been there.
All right.
I mean, I'm gonna miss Wilkins. Wilkins and Xavier Howard used to be frequent visitors. Now that I think about it, Wilkins, Xavier Howard, Jerome Baker. The improv is cursed.
Wow.
You go to the improv, that's a sign you won't be a Dolphin anymore. I don't want to see any Dolphins at the improv.
No laughing this year.
No laughing matter. Win a playoff game if you want to earn laughter.
I mean,
The coinciding
Boyle-
move,
he did get $100+ million.
the coinciding move with Blake Ferguson is they are placing rookie safety Patrick McMorris on injured reserve.
See, it's always little moves like this. Not old Toad.
Thinking, like they didn't know he was going to go on injured reserve 2 days ago.
Yeah,
Like,
like,
why
why
not just?
even-
I don't
Because-
understand.
because
the
it's
mechanism.
not- Wait, but the timing of when you have to do things
Mhm.
that I don't know how it works, but it's weird how
It is it's all a show for a day, and then like, yeah, but not really.
Wow.
The guy I feel bad for is Driscoll, because they were like, oh yeah, Driscoll, you made the 53. We released him. Sorry.
Yeah.
for a day.
For a day. He's like, whew.
Thank God they didn't see that Vita Vea. And then
You
now
know,
we see about it.
you know, he probably called somebody and said, "I made the 53."
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, super happy. You think they let him know, like, hey, you made it, but
Dude, South says the long snapper quibble will go down in history.
oh, it's going on Monday's best of. I want you to know it is. I was contacted by Guinness. It is the longest radio segment ever dedicated to the potential of a long snapper.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
No one has debated like that ever.
I apologize. I didn't know that the long snapper was going to be back in 2 days. When the first thing came down, I was like, well, that's kind of a surprise. I didn't know.
Not your fault.
I didn't know that they either had another. I didn't know there was a long. I thought all these things went through my head. I was just those things. I was like, oh, is there a long snapper we didn't know about? Did the
Very
kid-
rarely, very rarely, if you never see somebody else do it, is somebody else going to do it unless it's an emergency. So if you have a whole healthy team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very rarely you're going to see somebody else either snap, hold, or kick.
There has to be an emergency guy, though, right?
There's an emergency guy, but if you haven't seen him do it, you should
Does that
kind of
person
know.
Does that person have to go to special teams,
What do you mean?
like the meetings? Like,
Special teams meetings are before the day starts.
okay.
So say if you have your big meeting so we had our big meeting at like 8:45.
Mhm.
Special teams meeting started at 8.
But let's say
Damn near the whole team was there anyway.
let's say Jonnu Smith just happens to be a good long snapper, but he's not on special teams. But he is the emergency long snapper. Does that mean that he now has to go to meetings, or does he just have to practice long snapping?
If that was the case, he would already be in the meetings, is what I'm saying.
Mm.
That when we have special teams meetings, there's a lot of guys in there that never play special teams, but you're a backup, and you got to know during the course of a game if something goes, with your guy, you got to go in and fill in.
Interesting.
Everything's usually covered. Like all the scenarios that you're talking about, which pisses me off about Mario Cristobal even more. Right?
Comes back to that.
So we're sitting here having a conversation about who's the emergency long snapper,
Mm-hmm.
and he can't listen to a coach to determine whether he should take a knee.
Well, look, trust me when I tell you the Canes are in good hands, because I was listening to Cam Ward yesterday, and he gave me the Goosies.
Hey, can I just say this? Every single person that I talk to that's out west say, "Oh, he's the real deal."
We'll take a break. We'll tell you about the Canes QB.
But you also said that about SVP. So, all right.
Who? That's Scott Van Pelt. I do like Scott Van Pelt. He's pretty good. He's a good sports center anchor.
No, the other guy.
Back after this.
This
I feel like I'm ready to go do a radio hit in another state, Marcus. Anytime they're like, all right, let's go out to the fan guest line. Let's get down to South Beach. Talking with the Dolphins. You think Tua is a franchise quarterback, brother?
Wow.
Do you think he's a franchise quarterback? Tell me about Tom.
Hey,
You think he's really the best guy in the country? You think he's the best player?
You know what I said one time? I said, it don't matter. He got 167 million. So he gonna be that for a minute.
Next time I go on a radio show national, I'm gonna drop a munyon.
You have to.
Oh my goodness.
What do you expect?
Well, you got to hold on, Tobes.
Hmm?
You got to read the room.
Why?
You can't be throwing munyon with somebody like Mad Dog or something like that.
Why not?
Oh,
that's the one that's the most fun.
I think you should do it then.
What?
Come on, yeah.
You want the snack?
I can see it right.
Man. Anyway, I want to let you guys know, speaking of a place where you can have some fun with your munyon, Stars and Strings. If you guys actually want to get in with spending no munyon, I'm gonna let you try and win some tickets right here. The Great Country Show, Stars and Strings, is coming to Hard Rock Live on November 14th. We got your chance to win tickets to see Jordan Davis, Riley Green, Parker McCollum. My daughter is badgering me about going to this year. She's never been to a concert before. But
You haven't been to any concert?
Nah, not really.
Usually I figured you would have taken her out to sit on the grass by now.
Yeah, true.
Amphitheater is fun. It's a little it gets rowdy in that grass.
Yeah, I know it's hey.
It gets a little rowdy in that grass, but she really likes Megan Maroney, so maybe I'll bring her to this. This is a cool show.
Basically, what you're saying is you don't mind taking her to a concert. It's the other stuff that worries you.
Dude, people party at that amphitheater in the grass, dude.
It's a little smelly over there.
They party in that grass. But this is a great show to go to because you're gonna get all your favorite artists. They all go on stage at the same time. They're doing their songs or going down the line. So you're basically getting like this big super concert. If you guys want to win your way in, text the word concert to 20357. That's concert to 20357. And you can win a pair of tickets to Stars and Strings. Message and data rates may apply. Very, very stacked lineup. And our friends over at Kiss Country, they do a great job. Shout out to TC and Dina B, who we listen to in the morning.
Wow. Catamount.
Yeah. Wow.
So do they say the fighting catamounts?
They do.
I would think so. You don't want just a dormant catamount.
The sleepy catamounts.
Dude, can I just tell you, if you out with your boy and you go, oh, wildcat, a panther, and he goes, technically that's a catamount. Are you punching him in the face or what?
Yes, for sure. UCF Andy says, Tobin, just in the family section of the lawn. I didn't even know they had that.
They have
that? I didn't even know that was a thing.
No, because you want to be with the raunchy. You want to be with the other people drinking, sipping on your little pink lemonades with the umbrella.
Oh, that was with Miranda over there. Oh yeah, love my my lemonade and Tito's. That's good. Gonna be drinking some lemonade and Tito's, watching the Canes this weekend. Kicking back some drinks, watching my Canes.
I'm planning my schedule because keep in mind I got to get ready for Monday, so I got to clean my grill and my flat top at some point during the weekend. So what I'm thinking about doing is doing that while I'm watching the Canes game.
Oh man, 3:30 start is potentially the worst possible start for me. Personally.
Why?
I like it any other time other than when I have a show on a Saturday that I have to work, because I have to be there for doors at 6. So fourth quarter.
Well, yeah, then you should go. You should. Hey, listen, you gotta say, hey, got a real diva comedian today, and so you get to the Improv at 3:30. You get some,
How you're thinking?
Yeah, she doesn't listen, right?
No way.
So what you say is, you say, honey, we got a Wayans brother. You know the Wayans brothers. I mean, they want nothing but green M&Ms in their rider.
I gotta go count the M&Ms.
Wait, now can I just say this?
Yeah.
And people, I think a lot of times people do it because they can. You do understand, said actor or comedian or whatever,
Yeah.
that somebody is running their hands through the M&Ms to only get the green ones, which might be more dangerous than just eating a damn red one every now and then.
I agree with that. I would assume though
because you know, wait, if you ask for something too crazy, it's not going to be done in the cleanness of fashion.
Right. I mean, I think they probably think, oh, they did this with gloves, but I'm not doing it with
No.
No way. No way.
They look, shake it up. Eat one.
Yep.
You know, yeah. So, that's crazy, right?
I thought that was bad. But then remember the Kaseya Center tour that we did? They had mentioned that people wanted a gold toilet seat.
Yeah, they wouldn't tell us who it was either.
Yeah, we know it was you, Beyonce.
Yeah, it does feel like that'd be it.
Come on.
Like they're really giving Queen Bey that ratty ass
No way.
visitors locker room where the Celtics play?
That's you. Was she? And then someone else wanted a jacuzzi in the middle of.
I feel like when Beyonce is performing, I feel like she gets Pat Riley's office.
Yeah, she's got to get something better than that away locker.
So it's Beyonce, but they've been bigger stars at certain times than Beyonce, right?
I mean, Mark Anthony has the most tickets sold there. He has a banner.
Oh,
right. So,
but I don't. He doesn't strike me as a gold toilet because I feel like you only want a gold toilet. I feel like it's a lady, first of all, right?
Lady.
Yeah.
Unless, I mean, there's not a male performance.
I've never understood why.
I don't know.
I think it's I think it's.
I think because they can.
Yeah. Why not? I just sold out an arena, 30,000 people, 2 shows back to back. Gold toilet.
He wants to be an actual throne.
Yeah, why not?
But anyway, yeah, that's what you got to do, dude.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what you got to do because you don't want to. What if it's a close game, fourth quarter? You don't want to miss that.
I
mean, you'll hear Joe and DBJ. Obviously,
Yeah,
great job calling the game, but
great for sure. But you want to see it. You want to be able to witness it. So I think I'm gonna have to do that. And while I'm at it, get your makeup out of the sink. Is that too much? Was that?
Cam Ward, speaking to the media yesterday.
Oh, he's a catamount. Wait, Catamountain?
What?
Catamount? Catamountain?
Catamount.
He's a catamount.
Because he's
got
big
that cat. He's got that dog in him, but it's a cat.
-1.
Oh my goodness.
I'll take it.
-1.
Here was Cam Ward yesterday. He says he's a gunslinger.
Oh yeah.
My mindset would never change. No whether I throw 20 touchdowns or 20 picks. My mindset is never gonna change. I'm a gunslinger, and that's just what I do. So continue to be a leader for the team. Continue to put guys in situations that they can be successful, and just get the ball to the playmakers.
This guy has got that dog in him, man.
Goosies.
Ever since that video, obviously, like Leroy mentioned, anyone who talks about him speaks highly of him. But ever since that video where he was looking at, was it both Sanders brothers or was it just?
No, it's just one. It's the quarterback. But I think they're friends.
Yeah, no, of course it wasn't anything. But it just still though that level of intensity in football, it matters, dude. It really. You can be reserved like KD in basketball. That edge, that is this guy crazy kind of edge. It helps in football.
It also depends on what position, though.
I also, listen, he's got to uphold the honor because I was watching. It was some podcast clip I saw of Ja'Cory Harris. He was reminiscing, and he had said that he saw the Gators quarterback Mertz.
Yeah, and
he goes, yeah, you looking forward to this matchup? He goes, you got that extra preparation for? He goes, why do I got to prepare for him? They're sorry. And I was like, you told that to Ja'Cory Harris? You told him to Harris? He said that?
Wow. All right.
Mertz.
All right.
So trust me when I tell you, I need a lot of sad jokes leaving that building.
Here's the deal. Until the University of Miami changes that, there's a lot of people who think that. A lot of people who think it doesn't matter because the Canes are going to do something like what happened in Georgia Tech, or they're going to give up a big lead, or they're going to implode, or they're going to have too many swag penalties. Until you change that, then what can you say? What can they say? They say, oh, they're okay. What are you going to say? Nothing until you change that. And that's why you play the games. And if I was a Canes player, I said, we'd be up there on Saturday.
Yeah, we'll see who's sorry when Ruben Bain, hits you with a stone cold stunner in the middle of the game.
Can I just tell you,
Can't wait for that.
that's got to be one of the most frightening freshmen you've ever seen last year,
Oh
right?
my God.
I mean, he looked like he was he could have came out last year.
Oh yeah, he good. Oh, so excited that football's back.
I just think one of the cool things that I've seen transpire over the last couple of years is the Canes have gotten bigger and more physical. And so from that standpoint, it now you have something. If everything's not working, you have something you can go to, your identity. Whereas before, the last 3 or 4 quarterbacks, all the pressure has been on them to fix it. Now you can kind of go to that run game. Everybody can settle down, and then you can kind of, reset everything. You couldn't do that before because you had to rely on your quarterback, throw it a bunch of times to who nobody knows, right? And then go from there. So I'm interested to see how this game is going to play out because Florida is going to do the same thing, right?
I'm excited, man.
They're big. They're going to try to be physical. They're going to try to run the football. So we'll see how tough you are, which is one of the problems I have with the Dolphins. It's one thing to talk about being physical. Okay? When you think of a running back saying he's physical, he's going downhill, not side to side. So I'm interested to see both of these teams. I want to see how Miami is progressing, the Canes are progressing to get to that physical style of football that their coach wants them to play, right? And not solely rely on a quarterback to get it done who really didn't have the weapons that a lot of these great quarterbacks have had in college. And then with the Dolphins, are you going to be physical? Or are you going to be the same offense? Because there's going to be a point in the game where you're going to have to line up. They're going to know exactly what you're going to do, and you're just going to have to beat the person in front of you.
We'll take a break. You guys get us on the YouTube and Twitch chat, Miami 560 WQAM, number 305-567-0560. Out with Tua. Going up next.
It's time for our Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Valoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tonga Valoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy Love. With Tobin and Leroy.
To the program, ladies and gentlemen.
What is he doing?
I don't know, man. He's out here hobnobbing somewhere. Most.
I went in to get a.
Oh no! Okay. All right. All right.
Hey, I went to my refrigerator to get a prebiotic soda.
Yeah.
Accidentally grabbed a cider boys, had to run it back.
Whoa!
Can't look the same.
Accidentally grabbed one, huh?
Can't look the same.
This Galen is just like he doesn't stop talking. It's like, enough, I gotta get back already, dude.
Jeez. What you just missed? Leroy is trying to get drunk by 11 a.m. Apparently.
Yeah. Tomorrow?
No,
I brought it back. I brought it back.
He tried to get one of those probiotic sodas. Accidentally got one of the ciders.
Oh,
But I brought it back.
well, you can't waste it. You can't waste it.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I didn't open it.
Oh.
I didn't
He
open it.
keeps saying he brought it back, but he keeps doing the Mario Cristobal wink after.
Let's get to. Did you guys do trucks?
We didn't. We were too busy
All right.
yelling.
Let's get the headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
The Dolphins. We'll hear a little bit from Chris Grier here coming on up, but they.
How long did he talk?
Like 20-ish minutes. Much more efficient than Mike McDaniel. I mean,
It's funny because as it goes with roster spots, there's really not a whole bunch of questions. You know, there's not a lot of surprises. I think the only surprise would have been Ezekama, right?
yeah, I don't even think they asked about him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't even think they asked about him. He said that the team, you have this, Marcos, that the team is holding back Odell Beckham on the PUP list against Odell Beckham's wishes. Odell wants to be on the active roster, and they said no. Here's Chris Grier.
When Odell Beckham Jr. signed, that you guys knew or suspected he might not be able to start the year because of the procedure. Is that right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you say what the injury is?
Yeah, I appreciate the question, but I don't like to talk about people's medical history publicly.
Are you ready? I mean, when you signed him, where did you expect him to be ready?
Yeah, we were very hopeful that it would be around week 1 here. And to be honest with you guys, we put him down. He did not want to go down. He feels, and he is very close. You guys have seen him, glimpses of him running around outside doing stuff. He's very close, but for us, it was the long play. We didn't want him to rush back, feeling that he had to rush back, and then something happened and it sets us back. So this was more Mike and I sitting down, talking with Kyle, the trainers, and we just felt what's best for him long haul to help us here win games is to put him down for a little bit right now.
Counterpoint. Did he just not go after somebody on Twitter, or Beasley had to remove a video of him running 5 steps and collapsing?
Collapsing?
Well, that video was up there. Yeah. I mean, I don't think they're supposed to put rehabbing players on, but
not for nothing. Look, do what you do, right? The process of healing is the process of healing. It takes how long it takes. I'm 100% with that. But I'm gonna just say it's burned in my mind. That doesn't seem like we very close.
It doesn't feel like it. Like, and
Okay.
it does, and obviously,
And
here's the thing.
to say we made the courageous move by sitting him, I'm like, I seen that video. He was sitting anyway. Right? Like, whoo, you went out on the limb there.
Well, I think the thing too is like, yeah, Odell's obviously sensitive about this because he keeps like
Getting hurt.
He keeps KDing it on Twitter. Like, he's obviously bothered that he's not out there, and I think that he knows how that looks. Oh, you're not ready for the season. You're getting called the next coming of Will Fuller. Like, he's obviously bothered by this. So they're trying to do, I think they're trying to fall on the shield here or fall on the sword. If you fall on the shield, nothing happens. I guess you go sleigh riding. Nothing happens. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, it's been weird. It's been a weird tenure so far.
But that, look.
Even like the day before where Mike McDaniel, he's like, you're on PUP, you're on PUP, you're on PUP. Odell, TBD. Like, what?
I just think the team is handling it like they should. As long as everybody in the organization understands what's going on and they don't have a problem with Odell and they feel Odell's doing everything he can to get back, which I think they believe that. Odell can't then turn around and start blasting people on Twitter, because as long as your employer knows what's up, you ain't got to, respond to everybody. That makes it look worse. You know what I'm saying? If he would have said nothing to that person on Twitter, we would have been like, whatevs.
Yeah, for sure. But he's sensitive on Twitter.
Or if Bees wouldn't have put that video on with him running, look like what's her name from Kill Bill, hit him with that 7-step death thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, maybe it was the end of a workout. Who knows? It was maybe.
The end.
Maybe.
I mean, let me tell you something. The coach went out there with a whistle. He had some drill stuff. He has a water bottle in his back pocket. He went, and that was it.
I don't know.
See, it doesn't bother. Listen, nothing that Odell's going through bothers me one bit, because we all know, that he was here for the long haul, and everybody understood that. Right? So stick to your guns. Don't pull a Tua. Okay? When Tua came in, we thought he was sitting for the first year. And then mysteriously he ends up playing on a busted up hip, looking weak and everything.
I didn't know that he was, the one thing, I didn't know that he was going to be, banged up. I mean, I know he's been dealing with injuries because he's older.
Right.
But
when they signed him, I didn't get the feeling that he was hurt.
Yeah, I didn't either. I was I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh, he's gonna be good to go. And then no, they're like, nah, he had a procedure. We knew the whole time. Like, you did? I'm like, okay. Maybe that would have steered, because I feel like if you thought he was gonna miss the first 4 games, that wouldn't have deterred you a little bit from signing him. And I know it's mostly an incentive laden deal. Like, so they're not gonna
what's crazy. I mean, like, I get it, now I understand it, and I'm not in any way upset, but it seems like a lot of people knew, yet they still call it a procedure. Right? Quadruple bypass is a procedure, but it's also surgery. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see how they try to soften the blow?
Yeah.
Now, I will say this. Having a procedure like a cleanup is a lot different than having microfracture surgery. You see what I mean? Both are procedures. Both take the time frame is a lot different. So the fact that they're not telling you what actually was done means they're trying to hide people putting a time frame on it. Because once you determine what's done and you go ask people, they'll tell you how long the recovery time is, and then you'll go back and go, there ain't no way in hell he was supposed to be ready by the start of the season with what he had done. So that's why they keep calling it a procedure.
Very strange. Very strange. Speaking of wide receivers, by the way, other headline, mentioned this earlier, but Bengals coach Zac Taylor, he said that, quote, I think I probably put my foot in my mouth speaking too quickly. What he's referring to is he said Jamar Chase was going to be back practicing this week for the Bengals because they have a game coming up, obviously. Season's around the corner.
But he don't have a contract.
And Jamar Chase showed up to practice very late in pajamas yesterday.
Yikes.
So that's the new thing that, well, he take it to another level.
He wasn't in uniform. He showed up like he was going to a sleepover.
Shoulder pads on the pajamas? No.
Nope.
Okay.
T-shirt,
Dude.
do-rag.
Let me tell you something. Hey, I'm going to tell you like this. Don't put none of that equipment on because they'll try to do a drill with just that equipment.
So, yeah, Jamar Chase is sitting here. Still no money, buddy.
I mean,
everybody else in that class has gotten paid. Yeah, Devontae Smith got paid.
Yep.
Yeah.
Walden got paid.
Yep.
Any other receivers in that class?
No, but
what
is did CeeDee Lamb go the year before him, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Justin Jefferson?
He got paid. Justin Jefferson got paid.
Was it Justin Jefferson the first one? He got paid. Of
Justin
those guys, he was the first one to get paid.
I don't think he was in that class. Was he?
No, but I'm saying they were all up this year.
Yeah, but he got paid.
Trying to get paid.
No, Waddle, I think, was the first one to get paid this. I think Devontae Smith got paid last year.
That's right. Devontae got paid last year, which was smart.
They paid Devontae Smith last year, and then
Which is weird. Also weird because is he considered the star? He's not the star receiver.
AJ Brown's considered the star of that team, I
Right.
think. But they went on early on him. They paid everybody. Remember, they were coming off a Super Bowl. They were
Right.
But yeah, Jamar Chase. What else? Waddle. Anybody else in that class?
No, I'm looking at the class. Not a great class. That's bad. Big drop off.
Mac Jones. I just saw his name. Dude
Darius
sucks.
Tony.
Oh, Kadarius Toney just got released,
Yeah.
right? Not surprised.
Rashad Bateman. They have him as a 4th ranked receiver in that class. He had like 37 receptions last year. So I don't anticipate
but I mean, he's a beat for Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, didn't he? Like, yeah, I remember him doing some stuff. He only had 37 catches last year.
That's what they say. Yeah.
Wow.
I think Odell had comparable numbers, but
to who?
To Rashad Bateman last year.
Rashad Bateman.
Number 7 for Baltimore.
32,
oh yeah,
he had
I mean,
32 receptions last year, only 1 touchdown. And
how many games did he play though?
That's a good call. Let's see.
I feel like he gets hurt a lot.
He does get hurt a lot.
Although he did, I mean, he left Xavier Howard in the dust.
Right. That wasn't last year though, right?
That was 2 years ago.
Okay, so look at what's the numbers 2 years ago?
Not that good to be honest.
Zay Flowers was their star last year.
Yeah, 2022, he only had 15 catches, 2 touchdowns.
Jeez, why does it seem like didn't it
They
seem
were
like
all
he
on
did
Xavier Howard. It's like
Maybe-
Mike. It's like when you go back and you're like, Mike Redmond, he hit 400 against Tom Glavine, right? And it's like, yeah, but he was a career 200 backup catcher. But if he played against Tom Glavine, he would have been Johnny Bench.
Yeah, we call that who's the guy from Charlotte that I'm still scared of? He got traded this offseason. Batum. Oh god, the Batum game.
I just kept yelling at the Olympics. I'm like, really, Batum?
Yeah, right.
What was that game? What was the playing game?
Yeah, Odell last year more catches than Bateman, more touchdowns, more yards.
We'll take a break
because like when you think of Rashad Bateman, you're thinking, oh, he was balling, and then you look at his numbers, like not so much.
Take a break. Back after this.
This hour of Tobin and
All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Tell you about a couple things here, all right? The Great Country Show Stars and Strings is coming to Hard Rock Live November 14th. If you guys want to win tickets, see Jordan Davis, Riley Green, Parker McCullum, and more, text the word concert to 20357. That's concert to 20357, and you can win a pair of tickets to see Stars and Strings. Message and data rates may apply. Leroy, you get a weather update from these and Dover Law Firm. YourAccentAttorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
I don't have to go far. Thundering, lightning, wind's not too bad, and it's raining. And I would expect a lot of this today because I don't see any heavy winds to blow it out of here. Just one of those miserable August days. Temperature, I would guess it's probably 85 to 90 degrees because it's been raining so much that it hasn't had a chance to warm up. And I can't tell which way the wind's blowing because I can't see the clouds moving, but it does look like it's going from right to left. So I'm gonna guess east, southeast.
How do you do, Marcos?
Winds east, southeast at 12 miles per hour.
Wow.
87 degrees. Variable clouds with scattered showers and thunderstorms.
Scattered means, hey, weather.
Yeah.
Scattered means that every now and again you stop raining.
The Dolphins yesterday, by the way, they signed Tim Boyle as their practice squad quarterback.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's right. The guy who threw the Fail Mary.
Yeah. Just for good vibes.
What?
Really? Yeah, we just want to remember. That's why we brought him. Can you tell us what you were thinking of that last play again?
Tim, what did you see on the pass where you threw a touchdown pass to Javon Holland all the way for 100 yards?
Perfect.
What did you see? Tell us.
Just gather around the campfire. Have them tell stories about how bad the Jets are.
Oof.
Has to be vibes, the reason why we picked them up.
I mean, I don't know, man. I was just looking at schedules and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of teams that here's what's funny. Some teams, we look at their schedule and we analyze their schedule and determine what their record is. Other teams, we don't care because they had success last year and we just think they're going to do it again. And one of those teams, I'm going to say that, is Houston. Because they were so bad, they had one of the easiest schedules in the NFL. And now they got one of the toughest.
Mm-hmm.
And so it'll be interesting to me to see how that plays, in their season, because now you can't just go and say, oh, we can just chalk this up to this, and this, because all the teams they play are really good.
Well, you wouldn't catch it by surprise, though, if you played that's a win, that's a loss.
What?
The benefit.
It wouldn't catch you by surprise if you did that's a win, that's a loss.
No, I don't do that because you don't know, the season, as the season goes, as Stephen A would say, the season is fluid. It's fluid. So, when you play that's a win, that's a loss in July, that ain't what that team is today. Nor will it be what that team is in 2 months.
Doesn't matter. It gives you the outland of the schedule. I know the Dolphins' schedule, so I know what the peaks and valleys are that they got to take advantage. That's the whole point of that's a win, that's a loss.
And no, you don't, because everybody says I don't care what the schedule is, November and December.
But you really get the.
No matter who they play.
Yeah, oh no, that's completely wrong. Completely wrong. Completely wrong.
Why not?
Because
is there going to be a team that they play where they go, oh, well, that's a good team, I could see them not winning that game? No, it's December, November, and December. They want to see this team. Now, I'm a firm believer in this. If there's certain teams you can't beat, so they say, oh, the Dolphins haven't beat a team with a winning record, and they haven't beat these teams, and they haven't beat a playoff team. Well, because they're not good enough yet. Right? You keep saying the same old thing like it's just supposed to change. No, they got to be better. Do I think they're better? Yes. But we won't really know because the true test is November and December. And if they start off the season 8-0, you know what everybody's going to say? Do it in November and December.
Which they deserve.
Right. No, I'm not even disputing that. But I'm saying that it's hard to play, and I just give you firsthand experience, right? When we went 15-1, we lost to Atlanta. It was terrible. It was horrible, right? Still the same team. We kept all of our players, and the whole thing was we just going to do it again next year. We're going to do everything we can. We're going to work hard. We're going to do that, blah, 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 blah. Got to the same spot. We didn't the number one seed. We had to play. We won our first playoff game. I'm not sure whether we won it in, but then we had to play the Rams. And we were up 27 to something at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
And we lost 42-27. And that was the greatest show on turf.
Right. But here's the thing.
And what I'm saying to you is that there's a lot of assumptions you can't make in sports.
That was a playoff game, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. You can't count that on that's a win, that's a loss. I don't know what the playoff matchups are yet. So you can't do playoff, that's a win, that's a loss before the season. So
well, you are demanding that the Dolphins win a playoff game.
Whoa.
So technically you are. You are.
Well, I'm demanding it, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Well, yeah. Okay, but that's my point.
No, it's not your point.
Things happen.
Yeah, but you just made this whole story about why that's a win, that's a loss is stupid for a game that wasn't part of your schedule.
I'm just saying that
You've been
I'm not boxing. I told that story for the sole purpose of what you think a team is and what a team will be is not exactly based. You can't base that off of something you think in the summer.
Of course you couldn't base it in because you didn't know that game was coming up against the greatest show on turf.
But that's my point. Nobody knew the Rams were going to be that. I can say the same thing about you playing that's a win, that's a loss. You don't know what team's going to be good or not in December.
Why would I play that's a win, that's a loss for the Dolphins playoff matchups?
But I'm saying not even with the playoffs. You don't know what teams are going to be really good or not yet. You don't. And you playing that's a win, that's a loss. You're making a lot of assumptions.
That's the fun of it.
But it's still okay.
I mean, like we're all making assumptions. We bet on games every week, do we not?
Yeah.
So what's the difference? Extra futures, baby.
Okay.
Sweetener. Exactly. Mike McDaniel says in his ongoing press conference, this is from Joe Shad's Twitter, I have more confidence in the offensive line than I've had since I've been here.
No, you got more confidence in Tua getting rid of that ball quicker.
I feel like he's trolling me at this point.
Just you?
Just all of us.
Just you?
I
Listen.
think that's a fair statement.
Can I say that where did the offense rank in sacks last year?
Good call.
Because, like, regardless of how bad you think the offensive line is, the numbers are the numbers. For whatever reason.
The Miami Dolphins ranked 4th in the NFL
with fewest amount of sacks.
For fewest sacks allowed.
Okay.
Right.
With 31.
Mm-hmm.
And the Dolphins also allowed the fewest quarterback hits in the league with 59.
Because their quarterback gets rid of the ball like a machine.
It doesn't matter why. So
okay, but
here, so you're saying
had a good running game too.
But here's the other thing, and I say that to say this. You know who was almost worse? The Jets.
Okay, but the Jets. Here's the thing, though. The Dolphins really are adding. They're going with a completely new interior offensive line.
So are the Jets.
Yeah, but the Jets were bad. The Dolphins. Like, if you had a good offensive line and you lost 3/5 of it,
yeah,
you
have
know,
questions. I'm not saying you shouldn't have questions. Right. I'm not saying you shouldn't have questions, but I mean, we've been talking about offensive line for 2 or 3 years, and they weren't bad last year.
No, but it did get worse as the season went on.
Yeah.
It wasn't
now,
as.
Can I ask you a question?
And
did a lot of that have to do with the fact that Tua had to hold on to the ball longer because guys weren't open because they were banged up too?
I don't know. I don't know what it had to do, but I know that it wasn't as good.
Right.
A lot of it had to do when their center went down. It was a domino effect. It wasn't good. More Eichenberg. And as soon as that happened, line wasn't as good.
You should just have an Eichenberg flag. You know, like the guys have the Trump flag, just an Eichenberg flag.
What?
Just Eichenberg.
Don't
They
most
would-
people,
Look,
don't
caught
most
another red light, Eichenberg.
Isn't most people who have the Trump flag that would connote that they support Trump? I don't support Liam Eichenberg. I tolerate Liam Eichenberg.
Wow. You think I don't think he's that bad. I don't. Now the fact that Mike is saying that, it could be that old Tua thing too. Telling Tua he's the best.
Oh, he said the same thing last year. He says it every year.
What is he supposed to say?
Bring me up
Offensive
the next
line
time Mike
sucks?
McDaniel says anything critical about anybody.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I mean,
By the way, I took 4 words from his tweet from Joe Shad. How long do you think that answer was, Marcos? 5 minutes?
Yeah, that's got to be.
Well, offensive line is, the thing that's cool about offensive line is, you come here and you think we got to protect the quarterback, but also the quarterback has to protect them with how he gets rid of the football. And I got to say, as a cohesive unit with
can
them
you
both,
stop
what's
even as
cool
fake Mike McDaniel? You're annoying me.
I think really the most confidence I've ever had in this offensive line. And the cool thing is we're really seeing that harmoniously come together. And what would Socrates say to that?
What would Socrates say to that? The only thing that he knows is that he knows nothing.
Exactly. Mixed bag is next.
WQAM broadcasting live from the Ed
It's Tobin and Leroy here with you. Join the WQM on air staff at Smoke on the Water in Weston for Whiskey Stars and Cigars. It's Wednesday, September 25th, presented by Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall. Enjoying a fine whiskey.
Not Wednesday yesterday, like I thought.
No, it is the 25th of September. So check that on out. Enjoy a fine whiskey.
It was the 3rd of September. And I remember.
Dolphins, Canes, and Heat, Panthers conversations with the WQM staff. It's free. All you got to do to attend is RSVP at WQM.com. Hope so we see some of you out there, even you, Schmeathan.
Was a rolling stone.
A complimentary cigar. You got to be over 21. Drink responsibly and talk sports with the QAM staff at Whiskey Stars and Cigars. Wednesday, September 25th at Smoke on the Water in Weston. Presented by Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall and sponsored by the injury law firm of Judah Cohen. Let's mix it up. Yes. The Mixed Bag is brought to you by Broward Health. Well into your future. Anybody just bothered by Kyle Brandt's face?
Huh. I can be. You can convince me to be. Totally be convinced.
What do you got today for us, Frog Boy?
So many places to start, but like every showman, let's save my best for last.
All right.
Start with a little softball here. And speaking of soft, Kevin Garnett, not soft, had something to say. You don't think? Wait, hold on. What are you saying? You think he's soft?
Full in his feelings, all the time. Very sensitive.
Very emotional for sure, but it's also aggressive.
But I've heard he's a very good trash talker. Very good.
One of the best. That is until he met Steven Adams, and Steven Adams said, "No English, buddy." And he's like, "Well, I don't know what to do with this."
I think Chris Bosh said that he got in his head one time by calling him a mama's boy. And he goes, because it really bothered me. I was up all night because he called me a mama's boy.
That's good. He's good. He continues that trash talking culture as he respectfully says he doesn't think anybody in today's game could have played even 20 years ago.
I don't think anybody in this generation could have played like 20 years ago, if I'm being 100. And this is to everybody in our league, Tatum, all y'all. Let me tell y'all something, bro. 20 years ago, bro, you couldn't get to a triple step back. You hear what I'm saying to you? You couldn't get to a triple step back. And then if you shot that, it had to go in. You know why? Because we had efficiency back in the day, my dude, and it was so hard. It was too physical.
Except LeBron was playing 20 years ago. So, so that's not everybody. I got one.
Yeah. It's pretty good to me.
It's a good argument, but also it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Like it's like they wouldn't have figured it out.
But
they wouldn't have.
That's why I never talk about different generations of football for this reason. You think these guys wouldn't have been able to adapt? I mean, keep in mind, we went through a period of time in the 80s and late 70s where all the wide receivers were tiny, like Tyreek Hill. Then we went through a period of time where all the receivers were giants. And now we're back to that.
You really think Jokic isn't figuring it out? Just saying. I
mean, it's look.
Now Embiid,
what he's trying to say. He's looking at the style of game that's played now and putting the people in that game, not giving them credit for being able to play basketball and whatever basketball is needed to play at that time.
Embiid wouldn't have worked 20 years ago. Too much falling.
Well, because here's the deal. Could you imagine Embiid dealing with Shaq?
Oof.
You see what I'm saying? So, and keep in mind, today's game is not a big man's game. Remember, basketball used to be a big man's game where everybody had somebody like Embiid that was physical and in the paint.
One block from Alonzo Mourning and Joel Embiid's done.
Windshield wipers. Windshield wipers. So I understand that. Look, A hard foul usually resulted in a fight, not just a dust up where everybody get face to face. So yeah, but I don't put it past anybody today. And I do the same thing with football. I don't put it past anybody today not to be able to play this style of game. I give you a perfect example the other way. What's his name? Vontaze Burfict?
Yep.
Could have played 20 years ago. He couldn't play today.
Too slow?
No.
Physical.
Right.
Yeah.
Kept getting suspended for hitting people.
That's fair.
So, like, it works both ways. Like, how many guys back then that could only play around the rim and couldn't shoot would be able to play in today's game?
Yeah, it's a good question.
You know, so it works both ways. You got to be careful when you start saying stuff like that. I don't ever say stuff like that. And I used to get into it with Jim Brown a lot. He's like, the game that I played was much more physical. You guys don't even know. We had clothesline and stuff like I said. But Jim, you was the biggest dude on the field. You were getting tackled by Nick Bonacani, who weighed 210.
Leroy's a better man than me to argue with Jim Brown.
But like when you spit time with him, like you go back and forth.
I gotta tell you, dude, it's crazy because we were watching your highlights the other day, and I'm like, it looks like another planet because somebody went over the middle and they got lit up. I'm like, that's not allowed anymore.
No, dude. Hey,
that's not allowed.
Hey, you know all them pretty one-handed catches across the middle? me and Eric Metcalf and Kevin Mack, we would sit with a little pen and write their number on our wristband, right? And we show each other. We go, yep, we concur. Is it? We wait for them to get into any type of game action and see how short that arm get when you could get your ass knocked out. Right? It's one thing to be able to catch the ball in the middle. It's another thing to be able to catch the ball in the middle when you can get hit.
There's definitely not, and even in basketball, like I think part of the reason LeBron is able to do it, I don't think a lot of people can physically corral him. They're not used to being like, you just saw him during the Olympics. Look at all these people just bouncing off of him because he can, I think, play to a style and use that physicality. There's not many guys who play like Jimmy plays like that. And we see the wear down it has on Jimmy. Like, you know, it's hard. Not a lot of guys are doing that. But still, it's just like it's so old man.
It's an old argument in any sport, because you have to understand that you are playing the sport in the way that's required of you to play it today. And I'm not just going to dismiss the fact that if they had played 20 years ago, they wouldn't be able to do that then, because they're still amongst the elite to play the sport.
What else you got, Marcos, in the mixed bag today?
All right, gentlemen, we're going to get to it. New Netflix documentary, Sign Stealer.
Oh.
Yeah, we all know who it's about. Michigan and their
I heard the documentary wasn't very good.
Yeah, I heard it wasn't good. I also heard that it was more of comic relief than anything. And that's
it?
Based off of what I've heard, I mean, Michigan's exonerated. They didn't do anything. This guy doesn't.
I'm fascinated by these streaming platforms and how they go into war on these things because, like, just a week ago, Netflix put up this like 3-part Lacey Peterson documentary.
Yeah.
Then I go into Peacock the other day. I'm like, we have the one-on-one interview with Scott Peterson from jail. I was like, what? How much of this is going on? Where like we have the counter documentary to your documentary.
Yeah, that's a new thing. Got to get the other side of the other side.
But the other documentary asked. I don't know if they paid him anything, but you know, not that I don't know what his money's going.
He can't benefit on that anyway.
I don't think
you can't benefit off of a crime.
OJ couldn't. I don't know about everybody else. I don't know if he got sued.
I don't think you can benefit off of a crime, dude.
I think you can as long as you're not sued. Remember OJ, like the in-laws. I mean, like who was it? Goldman's? Yeah, they. I mean, yeah, he couldn't do anything without they were coming after him for something. Remember OJ tried to release the book. If I Did It.
Yeah. What was a bitch? By the way, what are we doing here?
Anyway, what do you got here?
But speaking of fraudulence, Dave Portnoy was in this sign stealing documentary and claims that he was a victim of magical editing.
Who? He was?
Dave Portnoy.
All right.
This is a clip in reference that is currently going viral. You let me know what you think.
Okay.
Attend the Central Michigan State game on September 1st of 23.
I don't recall attending a specific game, or no.
You don't recall attending the Central Michigan State game on September 1st of 23?
He answered the question. He said he didn't recall a specific game.
Also, I needed to be done at 12. So in closing, let me just say this. We believe that Connor's personal, private data.
Would love to get your response on this.
All right, so he's holding up a picture of him in disguise.
Answer that because he told me. Yeah, that was Connor on the sidelines. That was Connor on the sidelines.
All right.
You know what's crazy? Can I just say this? Show the first picture you show.
Why is it? What's this? So what's the I'm just trying to get something real quick. What's the virality of this? Like, why?
So the clip going viral.
Dave Portnoy is saying that he got taken out of context.
So the clip going viral, as you can see there, he denies having any knowledge of ever being at a game, and then immediately followed up by Dave Portnoy saying, "Yeah, he told me he was there. That was definitely him." Now, when confronted on it, Dave Portnoy says, "Magic of editing. I never said that." He exactly says, "Except I never said that." That was his response.
So can you go back to the very first picture you showed, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm just so lost in this.
Sure.
The very first picture,
the one of him holding it up
in the beginning, in the beginning where they show him on the sideline.
Marcos,
okay, right there. Stop.
Can I just say one thing real quick?
Yeah.
Hey, if you get us ripped off YouTube today, I'm gonna break your legs.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Can I just say this?
On Twitter.
I thought the black guy was the guy the whole time. Yes.
You did?
Yes, the whole time.
You didn't know Connor Stallions was intangibles?
This is the
I
picture.
thought that was the guy. I didn't realize that it was this guy because they kept showing every time they show video on TV, they showed the black guy.
I'm gonna break your legs today. I'm gonna break your legs.
This is totally no. This is fine. Netflix is chill.
Dude,
So
you just
chill.
played. Never mind.
They're so chill, dude. By the way, this picture is also going viral because he says this guy doesn't even look like me. Kind of looks like
Well, because he shaved all of his hair off.
Yeah, so I think it's fair. We should just return that title. Michigan gets erased from the record books.
Erase them!
Erase them from the record books.
Take the rings!
Hey.
Also, is Connor Stallions available for this?
You can do all that, but you still know who won. Just like with Reggie Bush.
Is Connor Stallions?
You know who won that Heisman.
He ready for 3:30 Gainesville this Saturday?
Is he available by any
what's he need? Is he our new time clock coach?
Oh, that's why you gave him the wink. Wink. You'll see.
What else?
Don't get me started on that.
What else you got in the mixed bag, Marcos?
Deion Sanders and Paul Feinbaum.
Oh man,
I saw that. This was the best.
At each other's throats now. Feinbaum critical of Deion Sanders and his treatment of a reporter recently. Deion Sanders fires back and says Feinbaum a dying
But
breed.
when you hear guys like Paul Feinbaum calling your program irrelevant, you know,
But he talking about us. How can we be irrelevant and you talking about me?
Yeah.
Like every time I turn around, somebody's sending me a quote that you talking about. So
he's a fan.
Gotta hydrate, champ.
The thing about a fan, you got to understand, a fan only blows when you hot.
I'm gonna go away.
Come on, man. I'm writing these down, man.
So he must be hot.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's good. I love that.
So I know what he's doing, and I'm proud of him, that he's smart enough to understand that this generation and this thought process and the way we communicate on sports is different.
Yes.
And he's a dying breed. So what does he have to do to stay and keep up with this change? Oh, I got to go find that big bad wolf and talk about it.
Yeah.
So now I keep my relevancy. Wow. And I'm saying, cool, but I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to add to you. I'm not going to respond because that's what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just want me to respond. I don't do that. I'm not going to help you come up.
Currently responding.
Can I just say this? I want Deion to work out so bad.
Yeah,
I need to hear more of him.
He's great. And listen, he's great at the media game. But also, you did end 6 straight losses. Like, I mean, a fan when you blow it, you're hot. You were pretty cool at the end of the season last year.
Fan only blows
pretty
when you're
cool
hot,
at the end of that season.
But sometimes you got to recharge the fan because it's one of those recharges.
Sometimes the fan needs to get, clean the lint out, and then it's back.
When you replace that fan, though, we're coming.
I do agree, though. Paul Feinbaum is the last of it. I don't think there's going to be another Paul Feinbaum.
Yeah, that's probably
Who's still doing calls like Paul Feinbaum is?
Yeah, no one.
I'm jealous of him. Paul, hey, enough of prime time, Paul. We got to talk about Arkansas. All right.
Oh, yeah.
The Razorbacks are going to rise this year, Paul.
Oh, yeah. I'm there for that. It's my team I use in college football. That's why
Arkansas?
I like it. Yeah, you know why? I think their quarterback may win the Heisman.
We'll take a break. Speaking of college football, there was a great college football rant that we got to get to you guys. And plus, Mike McDaniel speaking to the media. We got more Dolphin stuff to dive into. Back after this.
disorients me and it really disturbs me. Randy Weingarten.
Goosies. No Goosies coming up later on this hour. Let's get the headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store?
We know trucks.
They said we know trucks. All right. Anyway, headlines. Here's what we got. Dolphins are about to get back on the practice field today as we are finally getting going. Week 1 is next week against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Chris Grier, their next opponent, is going to be 4 days later against the Buffalo Bills. And they signed Mike White to their practice squad, who some people is a typical rat behavior.
Can't trust him, dude.
But Chris Grier was asked about this yesterday, about Mike White jumping ship after they cut his ass.
Well, clearly he didn't know the offense well enough. Otherwise, he'd still be here. So what is he going to teach him?
Here's Chris Grier on Mike White.
Any concerns over state secrets that Mike White can reveal to Buffalo?
I said, yeah, you know, I used to be that way. But so many players go back and forth between, you know, I'm sure Buffalo's not losing too much sleep about Poyer being here, you know. So it's just one of those, it happens, you know. The ones I always laugh at are week 1, you know, like when week 1 teams play each other and they start claiming guys from each other's team. I think that's funny. But
wow. No respect to you, Mike White. He just laughed in your face.
Because
laughed at him.
Here, I've said this to you before. I have no respect for anybody who comes off a football field and say they knew exactly what we were going to do. Most of the time they do. Like most of the offenses run the same plays with different names. So you know the basic concepts of a run play or a blocking play or whatever. That being said, the whole point of sport is not game planning, although it does help.
Mm-hmm.
You still have to compete against the guy across from you. And I think it's a cowardly way out to say that without admitting the guy across from you beat you.
Plus, also, like, what do you say? Mike, what do you think they're going to do? Well, they like to give it to the fast guys.
Why does he sound like he's from Pembroke Pines, not Malibu?
Yeah, like, what is it? Why you made him? Why did you just make Mike White Spicoli?
Well, they have they got this guy, John.
He shreds,
and he goes this way. What does that mean? Like in motion? Yeah. What? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
You know.
I don't know.
Whatever, man. Coach talks a lot.
Go Panthers.
Go Cats. Screw Brooks Koepka, though. We got this one play we give to the penguin guy.
Oh, he's good.
You know, he's good. He does a penguin dance afterwards. You guys see that touchdown through Robbie? What's his name last year? Changed his name a bunch of times.
I missed the Dolphins.
Did he just get cut from San Francisco?
He did. Robbie Chosen. He is he's off and doing his thing now. I don't know what he's doing.
Had a nice run.
He did have a nice run.
1 year, 2 years.
Caught that touchdown last year.
Oh, remember that?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Robbie Chosen. Shreethan says, what did that make Tim Boyle a rat? You feel too bad for Tim Boyle to make him a rat.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, hey, Tim, what are you doing? He goes, I'm going to try not to throw a pick six 100 yards.
Just hanging out.
I'm going to throw one of the most notorious interceptions ever.
Put his name in the record books.
You guys want to hear a monster?
Yeah.
Calais Campbell.
Oh, yeah.
This made me really mad yesterday. Also glad that he's here, but this was like, man, Dolphins really used to be run by bums. Here was Calais Campbell on thinking he'd be a Dolphin a long time ago.
Rookie year, I thought I was going to get drafted here. They took Philip Merling instead. You know, when my agent called me, because there was no 32nd pick that year. So Philip Merling was the first pick of the second round. And that back then it was first, second round on the same day. And my agent called me, once we got 30, and he was like, hey, Miami's really interested. And then I was shocked when they took Philip Merlin instead of me. But hey, here I am today. I'm happy to be here. That aqua, I feel like it looks good on me. They say if you look good, you feel good. You feel good, you play good. So I'm excited about it.
Wow, he is.
Or if you're the biggest thing on the field, you also feel pretty good.
Giant.
I'm very confused by this. I just looked up his stats right now.
Philip Merling's?
Yeah. And it says, this is bad. Let me look up official stats here because it's saying that he had 9 sacks and 4 touchdowns. And I'm like, I don't remember Philip Merling doing the Jason Taylor. So unless there's something that happened, yeah, I'm unfamiliar with it. His career stats on ESPN are in about 4 years.
You don't have to compare the stats. They're not Calais Campbell's.
57 tackles in 4 years.
I tweeted yesterday, Leroy. I said, I look forward to Devin Booker being on the Heat at 37.
That sounds like you.
I am happy Calais Campbell is here. Yeah. But that is crazy. I'm like, oh, really? Such an obvious pick. Like he's a giant. And he was good on the Cardinals right away. Anyway. Oh well. I'm gonna cry about 14 years ago. 17 years ago.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Speaking of
you were still at Barry.
Sure was. No. Yes?
Philip Merling, pick 6.
Yeah.
On Brett Favre.
Brett Favre. Yep. I remember that game.
Wow.
Yep.
I'm telling you, sometimes you're like Rain Man. Like, what? How could you remember Philip Merling?
He can remember that, but he can't remember what he said earlier in the segment.
Oh, he remembers.
You don't remember what I said.
You got to do it like this. Oh, dude, he remembers.
You know
Dude,
what they say.
We actually went in the other room and listened to what you said. And I'm like, at this point, he just lying. And there's no way he could not remember saying this.
Hard to say.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It wasn't hard to say at all.
Brett Favre, who of course had a great Jets run that included him showing his hog to a reporter.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I tell you what, for real stand-up individual. Turned
out to be a great guy.
Totally didn't see that one.
Steal money from Mississippi, allegedly.
Yeah. I don't even think he actually wears Wranglers.
Oh wow! How about this? Barry Jackson. Oh, the Dolphins have probably chosen.
Wow!
How about that?
That is now I'm positive.
You know what? It's kind of weird that we thought this was a position of strength, and they've had more guys at wide receiver come in and out of here in the last 2 weeks. Yeah. Right?
What happened to old DeBose? Is he gone now? The guy they got from San Fran?
Oh, the one that from San Fran. I thought it was the.
Let's see. Barry Jackson. Dolphins decimated by injuries at receiver. Have brought back a familiar face Thursday. Robbie Chosen joined the team's practice squad,
and that's probably because River Craycraft is hurt.
Yep, River Craycraft. That I guess it's a shoulder or something. He busted
and
up.
so is Ezekama was hurt. Man. And y'all think that Tyreek and Waddle just gonna get right back to it?
Keep chucking?
Yeah.
Well, like you said, hopefully Jonnu Smith is a real thing this year, you know?
I believe that.
And new Kittle, Julian Hill.
When you see this offense, one of the biggest changes this year is going to be the use of the tight end. And with all these teams, coming into the season saying you got to stop Tyreek and Waddle, I wouldn't be surprised if Jonnu Smith has a first couple of games until they realize we can't just concentrate on Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. Also, what Jonnu Smith does it makes you make a decision. Are we going to cover him with a linebacker or with a safety or a DB? If you bring a DB, then you're going to bring him back inside. You're going to line him up outside of the tackle, and you're going to run the football because you got a little guy in the box now. So there's a lot of things that can happen, but I think it's going to all start, and a lot of these things are going to be predicated on what teams do and how they defend Jonnu Smith. So while they got a plan for Tyreek, they got a plan for Waddle, I don't think they have a plan for Jonnu Smith yet, and that's what's going to catch them off guard early in the year. Then when they start trying to design stuff and try to say we just going to stay basic or whatever we going to do to defend the tight end, then Waddle and Tyreek will open up a little bit more.
Dade South reveals that Rivers' real name is Tanner Clyde Craycraft.
What?
No way.
In the world are you
Tanner
talking?
Clyde. Can I just say this?
Is that worse? Is that better?
He hit the intangibles triple-double.
Tanner. Hey,
Clyde. First, well, wait, there's some black Clydes.
Tanner.
But once it's like once you add an S on it, it becomes plural. Once you put that Clyde in the middle of an intangible name, it becomes intangible.
Tanner Clyde, he says that his parents started calling him River when he was 6 weeks old, but they never legally changed it.
Really?
Yeah.
Bunch of hippies.
Lazy
River.
Probably maybe because maybe because he cried too damn much.
For Tobin!
Maybe because he cried too much.
Yeah. Cry me a river.
Yep.
The nurse came in when my son was like a day old and was like, "Oh, whiny baby." And I was like, "How could you?" Nowadays, I'm like, "Whiny baby." She was right.
I saw him the other day on Instagram. He looked delightful. What was he on a Power Wheels or something like that?
Yes, and he's very sick, but when you're on a Power Wheels,
no, you forget all about it.
Having a great time.
It's funny how kids are not so sick when it's time to play.
Yeah, it's adorable though.
When you say nap time, I'm sick.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Hey, if you guys want to go to Stars and Strings, a great country show, it's coming back to Hard Rock Live November 14th. And we've got your chance to win tickets to see Jordan Davis, Riley Green, Parker McCullum, and more. Just text the word concert to 20357. That's concert to 20357. You can win a pair of tickets to see Stars and Strings. Message and data rates may apply. Leroy, let me tell you something, dude.
Jennifer, blink twice if you're okay.
It doesn't look as scary today. Although, like, what happened to your shirt? Is it like tattered from?
It's like a star shirt.
Holes.
There's a lot of holes on it, but it's like
What
custom made this way.
It's custom made to look like
custom made holy shirt.
Yeah, it's made this way.
Why?
Who buys a jacked up shirt?
Who buys a shirt that's got holes under the neckline?
I'm just glad I'm not the victim of.
Yeah, did you buy that off of Marcos's shoe guy?
No.
I actually bought it at a concert, so
Right. Don't let them judge you
off,
on
just like they ripped that
fashion.
hole.
look, I have no shame in my shirt.
Torrential downpour.
Dude, it is frightening where I am too.
Yeah, it's pretty bad here too.
This is one of those days I feel like it's gonna get possible leaks in the building.
Okay.
Oh, there goes DirecTV.
Good luck, Radio League.
Oof. All right. Yeah, good luck.
I like
He's over
and
there.
I'm like, here. I love when you turn on the TV to see what the weather's like, and it goes, there's a lot of electricity in the air. Why can't we just say lightning?
Last night, it was really bad over here.
Yeah.
The got a Woj bomb.
Is it a Woj firecracker?
Yeah.
Golden State Warriors star Steph Curry has agreed on a trade to the Miami Heat. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I wish. He agreed to a 1-year, $62.6 million extension.
Wow.
That'll keep him under contract through the 26-27 season.
Huh.
So 62.6 for 1 year of basketball.
That's how you take care of your guys.
That's good.
Pretty good.
That's good.
And Clay's
Well,
like,
they had to do that. They had to do that because the only one that's left is Draymond Green. And as much as they say they love Draymond Green, he's that friend. Like, come on.
Well, that's essentially what Jimmy wanted. That's what he wanted. He wanted the 1 year, but that was like for
Okay, but check this out though.
What?
You understand why it could be hard for the organization, right? With Pat Riley's comments, you can understand why that would be difficult to pull the trigger on that. Yeah, Pat Riley doesn't seem very happy with the amount of games the guys on the current team are playing.
Very clearly is not, although he's very much punishing him by sending him to paradise.
in the Bahamas.
I mean, is it punishing them by giving paradise and not giving them that $50 million extension?
Pat Riley is old school, but not as old school, apparently, as Miami of Ohio coach Chuck Martin.
Wow, he sounds like he's 72.
So I guess this is the first. Is this the first year they're allowed iPads on the sidelines in college?
I didn't realize that was a thing, weren't they? Or are they like saying that
they got like new technologies allowed? They're allowed to talk into the
Microsoft Surface, or is it like
I don't know. It probably, dude. I'm sure.
You bet. I promise you, Marcos.
Yeah.
That if they have pads on the sidelines,
you'll know
there's money involved in which pads they use.
Well, Coach Martin hates it, and this is why. Here he was discussing. This is old school. He's like, this isn't coaching.
How old is he?
I don't know.
That should be.
Let's see. Chuck Martin, Miami of Ohio.
He is, well, he's not that old.
56.
I mean, you guys make fun of me all the time. We're the same age.
Yeah, but not so old that he should feel the way he does.
Okay, let's hear it. Before I.
You love technology, and everybody's all excited about the iPads. I was the only coach in the country to vote against them. Like, well, I don't want iPads. I want to. The old days, you actually watch the action, figure out what's going on. You had to go make adjustments. You don't get I can get 9-year-old kid to watch the play on iPad and say, listen, that guy was running wide open up the seam. We should cover him, right? Like so all the technology, it's you know, smart by the technology people that sell it. But I hate all of it. So I used to like when you had a coach. Now you're fucking a coach. I got an iPad. I watch every single play right after it happened. Like, you used to have to make in-game adjustments. Now the iPad will make them for you. Pretty soon there'll be robots on the sides. You only have to hire us. You'll be talking. You won't even be talking to me. You know, it'd be great. Oh, this is great. This technology. Like, we'll have fake officials, fake players. Fake. It'll just be like playing NCAA 25. You know, just play video game.
Too much. Too much. I mean, this is like, here. Can I tell you what the iPad does? See, back in the day, the coach, whoever messed up, your coach would call you to the sideline and ask you what happened. Now, I'm going to tell you like this. You will lie to not have to deal with that right now. Right? By the time you got to deal with it and watching film in the room. So when you say, hey, what happened to the offensive line? Oh, well, this guy went this way and he came and I saw a little side. So I went over and got him and the guy went behind me. Right? And then we watch film a game, you know, watch the game film. It's like, dude, you just whiffed. Why didn't you just say that? We changed our whole game plan with all the stuff that you was talking about when you should have just said, I just whiffed.
I didn't want to be judged.
I totally before.
So,
I totally remember.
So now, with this, when the coach can watch the video, he got to ask you because you're going to lie.
He doesn't want to. He wants to go by gut, you know?
No, gut. Listen, nobody goes to that sideline, right, and goes, that was me, coach, I whiffed.
I do.
Right? Nobody does that.
Nobody's the kid in the PSA commercial where he's like, I touched the ball, coach.
No.
Shut up, kid.
No. And if you ask anybody who played back in the day, you ask an offensive lineman, hell, you could ask Joe. Next time you see Joe, hey, when they would ask y'all what happened on the field if you screwed up, did you ever admit that it was you? No. Absolutely not. So now with these pads, you can actually make the right, you know, adjustments instead of making adjustments based on what somebody who screwed up said.
Tell you what, though, you only get one of those. If you're like, yeah, my bad, coach will be like, come on, man, you got to do better. All right, come on.
No, because then if you win, wait, but here's the deal. If you win, we laugh at it.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think now that this coach seems to think 9-year-olds can make the adjustments during the game? What do you think is now going to be the next youngest head coach ever? Because it was McVay at 30. Yeah. Do we think
what I think is that
a head coach will have this mastered by the time he's 22?
I wonder how many kids are going to be on the sideline saying, hey, I can coach.
I can do it. Like Mike McDaniel's baby is going to be like drawing up motion plays by the time before she's 12.
Dad, you screwed that up. You put Eichenberg out there again, and I told you he was going to mess up all the motion. Bum. You keep telling people that, you know, you got more faith in them. You got to lie to them. Bum.
Really? You think that's be the first?
Why do you sound like Mickey?
Let's run the bootleg scoot boogie. You know why? Bootleg scoot boogie. And, you know, have Jonnu Smith go in motion. Boom, throw to the cheetah. You do the same play all the time. Cheetah, cheetah, cheetah. All this window dressing just to give Tyreek the football.
Just get into
That's what it is. And then watch how the defense flips out. Oh my goodness. Somebody go in motion. They start hyperventilating over there. Just look, next time you watch a game, right? Watch somebody go in motion, anybody, and watch the defense flailing and throwing their hands up and yelling to one another and making all these adjustments just for a handoff play to watch. Just mention it's hilarious.
We'll take a break, play a little Goosies. No Goosies. That's next.
This weekend, during the Make This the Summer sales of
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. One down training. Oh, training camp technically over? It's technically over, yeah. So now we're on to practice.
Once you get to the 53-man roster, I always thought camp was over when we broke camp.
Right.
Once you break camp, you do regular days, right?
Well,
Coming in the morning, you're done at like 4 or 5.
I'll extend it until we're in the game week. Training camp reports on 560, brought to you by Miami-Dade County Public Schools Technical Colleges. Are you ready to level up your career game? MD-CPS Technical Colleges have got you covered. Choose from tons of programs, learn from top-notch certified instructors, and get real-world experience. And the best part, you can graduate debt-free in just 1 to 2 years. If you're ready to make the move, log on to careerinayear.com or call 305-558-8000. MD-CPS Technical Colleges, your best choice for a brighter future. What do you got today, Froggy, for our Goosies? No Goosies.
We are going to start things off with a little bit of petty. I think it was John Madden, Leroy's friend, that used to say this. 90% of the game is half mental.
That was what?
Yes.
I think that was Yogi Berra.
He took it from Yogi Berra. He used to say it all the time in Madden 2004. Never understood what he meant by that. I'm like, I think that's 45%. I'm not sure, John. Nonetheless, sometimes you got to take the game, See the game here? You got to go beyond the sidelines.
Right.
All right? And we're not stealing signs on these sidelines, Leroy. Instead, we're playing mental games like the Miami Hurricanes are going to be doing this weekend when they go up to the Swamp. Those Miami Hurricanes, in a petty move, are wearing all white uniforms for the Gators whiteout game this weekend.
It was a great move. It's a great move because the Gators are like, oh, we're going to do our fans a solid. A whiteout for an August 31st afternoon game.
Yeah.
And the Canes are like, instead of wearing, white jerseys, orange pants, or white jerseys, green pants, why don't we just go all white?
All white, baby.
And now you look like idiots, Florida.
Stupid. You're supporting the wrong side. Woo.
That's Goosies.
That has to be.
That's Goosies. Football rivalries are.
That is awesome. That's just, you know what? That's just
Chef's kiss.
Yes. Yes, kiss.
And then
I don't care what school it is. I don't care. Let me tell you something. You dummies. You don't say you're gonna do a whiteout before the team decides what they're gonna wear.
Dum-dums.
The Canes tweeted out, someone told us to wear white on Saturday. Shrug emoji.
Hey, there you go. Trolling.
That's good.
Tweet. That's a good tweet.
That's good. Goosies. Wow. Dolphin Kane says the clock coach came up with that one.
Oh, yeah.
Goosies.
Dude.
Wink.
Dude.
Juicy.
Am I clearly I'm the only one that thinks this is crazy, right?
I love it.
You love everything. It don't matter.
It is like 7 p.m. outside right now.
Yeah, it's really dark.
It's raining so hard.
Look at this. I would love to see a
Wasn't it like 2 hours ago you guys had paradise weather?
So nice. Now it is.
I'm scared to go outside.
If we're 20 plus miles away and we both getting the same amount of rain, that means it's raining damn near everywhere.
Well, mind you, from where you guys are to where I'm at, it's bad.
And it's
I don't know if you can hear the windows. Yeah.
Wow.
It's going to take me 4 hours to get home today.
Hey,
good luck.
I had a feeling this morning.
You had a gut feeling?
Gut feeling.
Gut feeling.
Yeah,
Gut feeling.
Good.
I listened to Leroy's gut feeling.
Oh, no, don't throw me under the bus. She texted me this morning.
Did I not text you? Did I not text you?
She texted me this morning. She said, you going in? And I'm looking outside and I'm like, I'm not driving through this. Right?
I texted him because
I have a text.
You're always saying you want to see my face. So I texted you.
So wait, but the cool thing is, she texted me. If I would have said I'm going in, she would have had no reason to be late because she texted me early.
Wow. Impressive.
Exactly. If I text you early, do you think that I just show up late on purpose?
It is a text,
I'd
so
say.
I don't know what phase of mourning you're in.
True.
You know what I'm saying? You could have just been rolling over, and it's like, you know what? Let me text Leroy, see if he's going in. If he's going in, I'm gonna go back to sleep for another hour.
She has cropped the person
I
out.
definitely went back to sleep for another.
Yeah, I know. Oh yeah.
What else we got for Goosies? No Goosies, Frog Boy.
All right. Caitlan Clark back in the news.
She's good.
Breaks yet another WNBA record. This time the rookie 3-point record.
Wow.
Goosies or no Goosies for you?
How many games are left? Do we have any idea?
Yes, there are 22 games left in the season.
Sheesh.
I made that up.
Oh.
All right.
You're a bastard.
Sorry. Sounded tough, man.
I didn't know if your chili pepper gambling has gotten you into WNBA.
Oh, yeah.
You know why we can't trust each other? That's why.
It ends on September 19th. How many games are left? Good luck.
Good luck. Either way, she broke a record. Impressive. Goosies, dealt with a lot of haters. Seems like the break from the Olympics has done her a lot of good. Goosies. Seems like the Fever are the only good thing in Indiana right now, because let me tell you, that state sucks.
Wow.
Although props to Simone Biles for going to check it out.
Yeah,
they seem very excited to meet her.
The new Tay-Tay.
What?
This run Simone Biles is going to be on. She's going to be the new Tay-Tay. We're over Tay-Tay. Now
You think so?
It's Simone Biles.
Interesting. We're over Tay-Tay.
Over Tay-Tay.
Never thought about it like that.
Which brings me... Oh, wait, sorry. Still going.
Anyway, Goosies. Good for her.
Yeah, I got the Goosies for I remember what everybody was saying about her when she got into the league. Like everybody was giving her flowers before she actually earned them.
Yep.
I don't hear a lot of talking now with those same people.
9 games left, by the way, for the Fever. They are currently 1 game under 500.
Which is amazing, because at one point they were a lot under 500.
Oh, yeah. They were at one point 2-9 on the season, 1-7 on the season. And they've turned things around, the old Fever.
That's pretty good, man. When's the last time you had a duo rookie phenoms kind of enter the league, and both of them...
Well, it's actually 3, because Chicago also drafted Cardoza, who's a monster too.
And then who was the one who blew out her ACL that Jimmy was supporting?
In LA.
Yeah. Was she good though?
Yeah, she was like blocking things like she was Hassan Whiteside.
Right.
Yeah, Cardoza is doing well, or Cardoso is doing well. Yeah, solid, man. Solid year for the WNBA.
Rookies are rookie records broken. Goosies.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Goosies.
I definitely have the Goosies, because remember in the beginning of the year they were talking about all these other players who are more deserving of all this hype, and these players here. Well, guess what? They didn't do what she did when they came into the league. They may be there now. So yeah.
Thank you, Stun Steve. Cam Brink. That's Cameron Brink.
Yes.
Jimmy Butler decided to troll us all that week.
Yeah.
Mainly troll you.
Hey, can I just say this?
You guys didn't dismiss
when
it.
you get your feelings hurt and cry over somebody doing something on social, like don't drag us all down with you. I love how you love it.
I like how you thought it was nothing at the time, even though you did. So that's
I did.
Change the past. That's
You said something to nothing. I said nothing, and you go, but you did.
Okay.
So why play the game? I can't have my own opinion.
Wow. Flashing out.
No, you want 2 frog boys.
No, you're a fax flip
You
flop.
want a Latino frog boy and a black frog boy.
You ever hear Triple G?
I'm gonna go ribbit, dude.
Dude?
Ribbit, bruh. Ribbit, bruh.
I like that one.
Ribbit, bruh.
Dude, whatever.
Yeah.
You ever hear Triple G? You're Triple F. All right.
What's that?
Let me think of some F words. I got some coming back. Like, we call the names now?
Keep them back.
Hold me back.
Just
Hold me back.
Hold them back, yeah.
Fax flipper. I can't do it. I don't know what the third F is for.
Flopper, dummy.
Fax flipper, flopper. Flip flopper. Fax flip flopper. That's okay.
Goosies J Fig for Caitlan Clark.
Of course, I have the goose. She's just breaking records. I mean, she's not in the news for bad news. Like she's not
never
a sour
been right. She's never
but
been.
people would always be trying to trash
She's never
her.
been in the news for bad news. People's bad takes about her have been in the news for bad news.
Pretty much. Yep.
Exactly.
I hope she I hope she got them receipts.
What you got?
Sure, she does.
Goosies for sure. Caitlan Clark, love greatness.
Goosies.
Someone who's not so great.
Who?
Travis Kelce.
What are you even talking about? He's like,
dude, he's awesome.
really great.
You're such a hater, Marcos.
What did he do?
Trust me, he's gonna expose himself, J Fig. You'll be thanking me.
It does feel like the Kelce's like there could be a skeleton in a Kelce closet that we don't know about.
Look, he's already secured his deal to get this $100 million podcast. He's gonna continue to use her to leverage more popularity. I see right through him.
You know what I wonder about that deal?
Yeah.
You think like they lied in negotiations and they're like, oh yeah, Tay's gonna come on the podcast all the time.
Of course they lied, dude. They lied to the NFL. They said, yeah, of course you'll perform at halftime.
And Jason's like, oh, you're just gonna throw it out there like that? And he goes, just say it for now. Don't worry about it, Jason.
Yeah, she's on the way out anyway.
Do you even think that sounds believable with her schedule?
No.
Exactly.
Not at all.
You could join a podcast.
So you'd be a fool to believe that.
The prospect of Taylor Swift? No way. If anyone's gonna get Taylor Swift, it's gonna
Has she joined?
Not yet. No.
Then
isn't she still on like just this massive
she's still
tour?
on tour. She has not.
You can join a podcast from anywhere. They don't do it.
Usually they tour for a
Do you
year.
think she has time for that?
Usually they
she's
tour
about
for
to
about
run
a year.
on. She's like on tour already.
Let me ask you something. What do you think she's doing on that tour bus? Reading?
Yeah. You join.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
You
what
know
you
she
doing?
has a bunch of rehearsals.
Hold on. When they're traveling, she can join the podcast.
They still rehearse.
She has no time for that.
I love how you have Tay-Tay's itinerary.
really appreciate it.
Sounds like
I
if she
do.
doesn't want to join it, she just doesn't want to join it. So, which means there's trouble in paradise.
Aha, so you agree.
Wow, look at you speculating. It's very
Well,
bold of you.
I know of Mrs. Tobin. If I need her on the show, she's coming on the show.
She's the most influential person.
I want her on the show.
Last
Get
time we
on
had her
tomorrow.
on the show, I was like, she doesn't know who the Heat head coach is, and she completely proved me wrong.
Look at that. People are still talking about it to this day. So anyway, Travis Kelce, he bought a horse. He named it Swift Delivery.
Wow.
Yeah, what do you think of that name? Goosies or no Goosies?
Wait, what?
He bought a horse.
The horse's name is Swift Delivery.
Swift Delivery.
It's a good name for a horse.
I don't like it.
It's a good name for a horse.
Okay.
It's fast.
Yep.
Swift Delivery.
Swift Delivery, deliver you to the top.
Then it's an ode to his lady.
Yes, and how she swiftly delivered him to the top of popularity.
I believe it.
Well, part of it, did he buy it already named or did he name it? Did he buy a yearling?
I don't know.
Because
do the research.
Because usually, you know how
Either way, it's a romantic
but
gesture.
hold on. You don't know what I was going to say. The delivery part might be part of the mayor, and that's why they had to put delivery in it, right?
Well, you can't. Yeah, but I think if you see, here's the thing, Leroy. If you just name the horse Swift, too much.
No, but it has. They usually tie in the parents' names.
Sometimes, not always.
Okay, not all. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Usually that is very common, but usually only if you have a really famous mom or dad. You know, like Seattle Slew. Everybody's got a slew pun. I'm like,
well, because they want you to have interest in the horse.
We'd have this on the farm. We're like, another slew pun. All right, dude, that one's gonna get it to win.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It seems.
I'm gonna tell you something, dude. I don't like this.
This weather pun?
Yeah, not that. No, this is Goosies. I mean, it's a romantic. It's a romance. It's a romantic move.
You're a romance guy.
It's a romantic move. If you're gonna, I think Taylor Swift seems like she likes horses.
Yeah. By the way, I'm reading it here. It says that apparently he was the horse was not named after Swift, just a total coincidence.
Sure. Okay.
That's not a total coincidence.
No way. So he already.
You just lost me. No Goosies.
No Goosies.
No Goosies. It's a coincidence. Shut up. No, it's not.
It says. He said he added Kelce had been part owner, so he actually just an ownership stake in this horse. For about a month, and on
What do you think he's
Tuesday-
gonna do? Muck stalls?
Yeah, that's
Like, what do you picture Travis Kelce going out there feeding it apples?
for sure. I was thinking,
Mhm.
you would know, right? You had horses on your fake farm that you try to tell us.
I grew up around horses.
Sure, dude. Yeah,
You grew up around a lot of things. Didn't you also grow up somewhere in New York or?
You know, guys, you know,
He was a
I don't know if you know this. The concept of divorced parents is you're at two different places a lot.
Here he goes again.
That's how it goes.
Okay.
That's how it goes.
This guy was an
When they're not
electrician.
together, you be in different spots, so you grow up in different places. It happens.
A farmer, a furniture store guy. A
Yeah.
keg stealer. This guy's lived so many lives.
You pictured me as a keg stealer as a child?
I don't know. I don't know what you've been up to.
It's from the tavern over
I
here.
feel like that little Asian kid that was smoking cigarettes. That's what I picture you when you were 3. Chain smoker.
So no Goosies for you two since you found out that it wasn't related.
That's phony.
to
It sounds like a
relationship.
headline grab now.
Wow.
That's
all right.
100% not true.
Leroy, Goosies or no Goosies?
No Goosies. It's not that big of a deal.
No Goosies.
Wow.
Does he give you the Goosies, Marcos?
It does.
Goosies.
Because it exposes his plan and exposes more fraud. He's just leveraging her fame. He needs to stop weighing my girl down.
He does need to.
Oh, now she's
either-
your girl?
How long have they
girl.
been together?
A year.
It's time to propose already.
Oh, yeah. What is he waiting for?
Propose?
Let's go.
Like, come on.
Enough already.
When you know, you know.
When you know, you know. First of all, they're no spring chickens, okay?
That's right.
Let's get to it already. Are you guys getting married? We're ready for the next chapter. You know, she's invested a lot of money. And by the way, you guys make her spend $3 million for a suite every season. Like, you know, doesn't she get a wives discount? You're gonna just keep making her pay as a fiance.
married.
price?
I
When are
wonder
you
if,
when are you gonna bleep or get off the pot, Travis?
Come on. You think Britt Mahomes pays that much?
I don't know. Doesn't he have a man? Didn't you show us? Didn't the Chiefs owner? Does he have a mansion in Arrowhead?
What?
Didn't you show us that?
Sounds like something.
No,
pretty
didn't you showed us Kelsey's house, the new one that he got.
Nah, I'm pretty sure that Marco showed us that the Hunt family has a mansion.
3-story, 6-bedroom suite at Arrowhead.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you ripped a copyright law when you showed us to it.
No, that's probably right. Staircase in that thing. And what is this? Stained glass? Oh my goodness. This is amazing. Love stained glass.
Like stunned Steve, pop psychologist. He's like, single child from divorced parents. It all makes sense.
I know.
Used to do his own shows, apparently. You told me that as a kid. You'd host your own radio shows.
That was lonely.
We're being very insensitive to Tobin.
Well,
You're not being insensitive. I just think like you guys have this concept, like, well, how were you in all these places?
Guys making things up, dude.
Kind of worried though.
Yeah.
Take a break.
When parents get divorced where I'm from, you end up in one place with one parent.
WQ
Baby, I like your style.
Oh my God, this coach is long-winded.
You said he's long-winded?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
4-minute answers. Go bleep yourself.
Oh,
Hey,
wow.
make up your mind. Do you want a coach that says nothing, or you want a coach that says too much?
He says too much with saying nothing.
Combo coach.
He's like he is. He's like the combo snacks.
You know what? Like everybody in Cleveland hated Bill Belichick because he said nothing. Right? They tolerated him in New England because he won all the time. So I don't even count that.
But Bill Belichick did that intentionally. I do feel like this guy wants to get to a point, unless this is just a mastery of his verbal jujitsu. Like I feel like he does want to make a point. I
As
just don't
somebody said on Twitter yesterday or Twitch, he just can't land the plane.
No. He's just. I'm like, what?
Every time he gets close, he goes, "I'm gonna do a go around," and he just
Hold on,
takes
guys.
off.
Stay
It's
here.
not safe to land yet.
Yeah.
He interrupts himself a lot.
Does.
It's a problem.
Like you could just hear the conversations going on. Bing, boom, bing, boom.
He lets his intrusive thoughts win. Like it's kind of like he's thinking, doesn't want to say the
You
wrong.
know what? In fairness to him, more of us should try that. I wish Tobin would try that.
What, letting his
No.
Intrusive thoughts win?
Let me take.
Think about what you're going to say.
Interesting.
No. His inside thoughts are much worse than what he actually says. So I
Yeah.
take that back.
You don't know what my inside thoughts are.
They can't be no worse than what's actually coming out of your mouth.
They can be worse.
They can't be worse. That's what I'm afraid of.
I was like, what is he talking? He was asked about like, hey, does Tua deserve or does Tua need to have more expectations now that he got his contract? Which the answer is obviously yes. But he's sitting here and he's just got like this whole long scenic route to get there. And I'm just
See, here's the difference between what people think and what the reality is, right? Tua's on a certain path. You gave him the money because you love the path that he's on and the work he's putting in to get better, right? Now, as long as he's on that path, we can all make the assumption that he's going to get better. We don't know how far or how much farther it's going to go, but you do like the trajectory he's going in. And so what happens is he gets a contract and everybody says, is there more, I would say there's more pressure on somebody like Jordan Love, who will only play like 12 games.
why would there not be equal pressure for both guys?
I mean, because I already think that they believe that his trajectory is pointing him in that direction. You've seen enough of him to know that, okay, this is what he's about. This is what he can do. This is a skill set and whatever. With Jordan Love, you haven't seen as much of that, but it was time for his contract to be up.
I think it's kind of the funny thing. Like, I feel like there's more pressure on, isn't more the pressure onto it when you don't get paid? Like, isn't the pressure
right?
when you have to get your contract?
There was more pressure on him last year than there will be this year. This year, he can feel free and go out and relax and play. You can tell that based on the pressers that he's done, how he's talked, how he's kind of taken the reins being a team leader, and how he communicates with the rest of his team and the media. You can tell that, right? Last year felt a little bit different, like it was a little bit of tension because he didn't really know what the team saw for him in the future. And so he went out and played. And I think there's more pressure. You're right. There was more pressure last year in hopes of getting this contract. Now he can just go out and relax and play. I mean, just think he played 10 plays in the preseason, and you're like, yep, he's good. Right?
Headlines are brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Here's a piece of that 4-minute answer on Tua getting his baggy bag.
Hold on. You ain't played the whole 4 minutes, are you?
No, I couldn't do that to you. I love you too
thank you.
much. I couldn't do that
Thank
to
you.
you. It's long, but I shortened it up somewhat.
You have to understand the bigger picture and how you can't, how truly dependent you are on teammates to execute their jobs so that you don't get caught up in the fake land of result.
Fake land going around.
Result-based opinions that have a lot to do with a lot of other people. So I think the standard and really what Tua asks from himself on a day-to-day basis, his standard of how how locked in he needs to be, and it all starts with him, and he's really embraced that, where there's no days off when you are in a situation where you're the highest paid employee.
Wow.
Mike McDaniel knows what he's doing. He does it on purpose.
So the results, that's fake land?
Yeah. I don't know.
The shortened version feels long. How long was that?
Fake land reminded me of Candyland for some reason. I just imagined immediately, I thought of Candyland.
That was 58 seconds.
Fake land. Is that in Florida?
Fake land. The whole answer.
Lakeland.
It's Miami.
Fake land is in Miami.
The whole answer was 3 minutes and 36 seconds. You guys want to hear it?
No.
I want to hear it.
Oh, good.
I'll send it to you exclusive.
Oh, yeah. Great.
No. Don't eat up all my space on my phone.
Oh, fake land.
Yeah. That actually is the note I put down for that I'll be putting in the podcast later. Mike McDaniel warns us to stay out of fake land.
Stay out of fake land, dude.
Gotta avoid it.
So what's real land?
Oh, you would like to know, wouldn't you?
What is real land? What am I allowed to believe is real? So fake land is when you and I are trying to come up with the super snapper?
Yeah, exactly. And a real land is where we grow the grass.
You know what would be great, Marcos? Here's what I was thinking about. If you did have the super snapper,
yes,
all right, and he was a lineman, how great is the nickname? The snapping turtle.
Oh, his helmet has to have like little shell.
Yeah.
Outside of when he takes his helmet off, I need a bandana.
Well, there you go, Clark. The only one in the league who can do that. Regular snapping, and he's the long snapper. They call him the snapping turtle.
The snapping turtle.
Andrew Meyer, the snapping turtle.
You basically brought him as a ninja turtle, Marcos.
Yeah,
with the headband.
So
read it. Katanas. Too much.
Well, you had 5 other people snapping as of yesterday.
Right.
No.
And then they re-signed him, and you go, oh. Just pivot and keep it moving.
But that's not. I'm not pivoting. I understood. Like once I was like, oh, okay. I guess they're doing some numbers jujitsu. I mean, they make a big deal of this 53-man roster.
That was like one of the biggest things I explained to you when they were getting down to the 53-man cut.
You never said the long snapper was getting cut.
No, I didn't say. I said, but there'll be some guys that they bring back, or that they move around, or they put on IR, or they put on the PUP, and like they just
work completely less. But everybody would agree, for a guy they ended up putting on IR to make the move, it seemed completely unnecessary to put the long snapper on the waiver.
Very strange.
Anybody could have had him. What if somebody was just like, what if the Buffalo was like, hey, mother bleepers, you thought it was hard losing your third string quarterback? We just stole your long snapper. Don't need him. We're just taking him.
You think like a petty move?
Yeah.
Oh wow. The Patriots.
I would do. If I was,
can I tell you? There is nothing in football
you wouldn't make
more personable
than
a long snapper in the kicking game. You ever notice long snappers usually just keep going and then retire? They don't. There's not a lot of movement with long snappers.
Nah. Well, we had the one kid who. Listen, it's not easy to fill the goat
unless
shoes.
You're bad.
But you remember the kid that we had for like the first year after John Denny? He couldn't make it.
Right, he was bad. So that's just different situation.
But
once you find a long snapper, you're good.
But again, but I really do want to have, like, I wish I could have a football conversation with Chris Grier about this. And I'm like, you guys have never thought about this? Crafting somebody who can do both?
No, they usually bring a guy in that can do that. Like but it normally just the build of the players, usually like a linebacker or a tight end.
Waste of a position. Like nobody else can figure out how to do this. It's sitting right there in front of everybody.
But it also, you do realize that a lot of these positions
Mm-hmm.
have a body type. You understand this, right?
Right.
Okay.
And
there's a reason why they have this body type.
Okay.
Is because of all of the other things they have to do. To
For
be the
such
long
body.
snapper on the punt team and the long snapper in field goal. Now, field goal, sometimes you can get by with an offensive lineman because you want somebody stout because, they're blocking a field goal. But a punt, you need a guy who can get down the field and cover.
Right. But I'm saying, like, nobody's ever thought, hey, Carl, like, let's just say, for example, the Dolphins are scouting.
Why is the kicker, the snapper's name always named? Every football player you name is named Carl.
Be like,
The
hey,
little
Carl,
kid's name was Carl.
I want you to learn this, but also, look, you're going to be a 6th-round pick, all right? You played at, like, Idaho State.
Yeah.
But here's the kicker. I need you to also snap to the kicker.
But here, and what I'm telling you is this. When they bring a guy in there, they already know he can do that, and then they start grooming him that way.
But I don't want a guy who's a one-trick pony, because eventually what you're
saying, that's the way they are, dude.
That's the problem. We always are doing
not.
it how we did it.
Revolutionize.
You're not listening to my whole idea.
Do you understand? You have 4 or 5. You understand? You have 4 or 5, maybe even more special teamers that never play a lick of defense or offense. You do realize every team has those guys, right?
But how much more of an advantage would it be if George Kittle could also long snap?
Oh, like now you're telling me you want your $20 million tight end long snapping?
What a great roster spot. Yeah. And he deserves more money, just like Shohei Ohtani.
That's right. That's an extra $2 million
right
in Kittle's pocket.
I would rather listen to the rest of Mike McDaniel's comments.
This is ridiculous. I don't understand this. The whole sport of baseball was turned on its ear by Shohei Ohtani. And Leroy doesn't want to hear me about a guy who can catch and snap. It's ridiculous.
Wow. John Denny, 2 Pro Bowls.
Oh, he was great. The best.
3 fumble recoveries, a forced fumble, 50 tackles.
He was a house. John Denny was a moose. You didn't mess with him.
6'5".
This other guy was.
You're the worst.
I'm not the worst.
You're the worst. Like, I hate having conversations. You have no idea what you're talking about.
It's just not free in your mind, dude.
No, I'm just telling you. No, it is very free in my mind, but I'm telling you how it is.
Okay, you're telling me how it is, and I'm telling you how it should be.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
No.
Thank you, Nostradamus.
Yeah, you know what?
Thank you for fixing football.
You're welcome.
You know what?
Hey, you're welcome.
Thanks, J-Fig. Everyone was just giving thanks.
We'll just sit here and we'll just continue to waste roster spots on a guy who does one thing 4 times a game. Very efficient.
Wow.
Okay, it's football UD.
Wow, -1.
You're
such a bastard.
Okay.
I just want to say, you said a rude thing about a guy I like, and that's rude, and I don't like it.
No reason.
This isn't college. This isn't Peter Pan land where we get 100 roster spots.
Yeah. It's not fake land.
Well, this is kind of fake land. We're throwing things out there. But I think in this fake land is a good idea.
Fake land mall.
Ridiculous.
I'd put them all in fake land. Maybe a movie theater.
Or
Chipotle.
Mike Pouncey comes in for the latter stages of his career as a thin Mike Pouncey, and then he becomes the long snapper, but in a pinch.
Can I just say this?
Ryan Tannehill comes back for the
So, and that's not wasting a roster spot, because if Mike Pouncey came in the way he weighs right now, all he would be able to do is long snap.
Yes, but at least in a pinch, he could do it.
Not at about 230. You want to send it away 230, 240?
He can call coverages.
He can call it.
See that is a more acceptable.
But what about when he gets dump trucked on every play because he's light?
Driscoll got Vita Vea. Everybody gets Vita Vea every number once in a while.
He got Vita Vea.
Dude, you can't have a 240-pound center.
What I would really like,
you can't have a 240-pound center. You sound ridiculous.
What I would really like, though, is for Mike Pouncey's next Pouncey, the next generation of Pouncey, to super snap.
A little Pouncey?
Nobody knows how to snap better than the Pounceys.
Nobody comes into the league and say, I want to be a long snapper.
Does the term "I'll do anything to make the team coach" is that real or is that hollow?
I said, do you hear what I said?
This is good.
Nobody comes into the league saying, I'm going to be a 15-year long snapper.
Mhm.
You want to play. That ends up being an alternate route. But no. You don't say, hey, coach, I can play tight end, but I can long snap. Let's concentrate on tight end because that's what you're going to make the team as.
Okay, but let's just say Tanner Connor, like the bubbles on the line, like, we really like Tanner, right? We only got 53 spots. And then they're like, here, no, let me finish. Let me finish. Then I'll let you get to your point. I promise.
Oh, my God. This is so stupid.
It's not stupid.
Hey, if the long snapper gets hurt, you think they don't have another guy?
Do they?
Yes! That's what I've been telling you. Somebody else on that team can long snap.
Let me get this straight, though.
Oh, my God.
So why don't you just have that guy also be the long snapper?
Why isn't he the starting long snapper?
Yeah,
He already
why?
can do two things.
You could have Ezukam on the roster and have the guy as your backup long snapper be the long snapper.
I think you solved it, though. I think Leroy helped us solve it.
Nobody wants to solve it. We want to just live in fake land, you know?
There is a Chipotle there.
Can we just go to break? Because I hate, nothing makes me hate this more than you taking something I spend my whole life on and making it a party trick. This is so stupid and insulting.
You didn't long
It
snap.
really is.
Long snapper.
You didn't long snap. Running back.
Taken away from John Denny's legacy. By the way, John Denny wore 92. Gave it to Zac Taylor. What a guy.
What a guy. The best.
I need a 92 John Denny.
I don't think they were on the same team.
Nope.
This is what my career has come to. Having stupid conversations about long snappers.
Imagine
my whole life. I spent my whole life loving a sport, and the guy I do a show with has just made
it's fine. No.
Snappers and centers long snappers.
Football hasn't evolved at all. You're right. Nothing has changed about football over the
It's the long snapper, dude. It's the long snapper.
The snapping turtle, if you will.
Imagine people today, they're like 50-yard field goal.
Yeah,
who
right?
can kick that?
Oh, that's
now
easy.
it's like you better.
Easy work.
Sports evolve. Sports evolve.
Sports evolve.
So you
But
want
I'm
your
the
backup?
idiot.
You want your backup center long snapping?
No, here's what. If he can, but that's what. But like, how much more valuable is it? Like, oh man, this guy can
Not at all.
Super snap.
I'm telling you, it's a moot point. If you came to the table and said, "Hey, I played tackle, but I also long snap," they will laugh at you. Just concentrate on tackle, buddy.
Probably the same people who told that to Shohei. Like, hey, also by the way, I hit.
No, he
bombs.
came into the league doing both. They already knew he could do both.
Yeah, but like, imagine the guy. I bet you somewhere along the way, somebody told Shohei Ohtani, "Hey, pitch, hit, do one of them."
That's right.
And what's he doing now? Laughing at him.
Reminds me of my kindergarten teacher.
By the way, right now he's only hitting
because he had Tommy John. Though you're you're not doing a real argument.
No, of course.
You want to get out of
Why,
fake?
like,
I want to get out of fake land. We could talk.
I see.
No idea. Okay, thank you.
Okay. He's at the Menchie's in fake land. Coming to fake land. We're putting a Menchie's there.
WQAM broadcast.
It's Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. If you guys want to go to Stars and Strings right now, we'll give away a pair of tickets. If you text the word concert to 20357, you'll be entered to win a pair of tickets. Text the word concert to 20357. You guys can go see Stars and Strings at Hard Rock Live on November 14th. Jordan Davis, Riley Green, Parker McCollum. Great lineup put together by Kiss Country and the folks over here at Odyssey. It is a fun concert. Great time every single time you everything they've put together. But if you guys want to win tickets right now, text the word concert to 20357. Message and data rates may apply. That's my disclaimer voice.
That's good.
Yeah.
CONCERT.
What?
Just want to make sure I spell it.
You know how to spell it.
Okay, I have a question, by the way.
What?
The guitar that people use, there's an electric guitar and there's a what other guitar?
An acoustic.
No one says acoustic guitar.
Everybody does.
Acoustic guitar, dude.
Every time you say that,
People
I'm thinking you're going to go play pool. Like you're playing acoustic.
No. Okay, so people say the acoustics of the room, but they say
acoustic.
Nobody says Q. I don't know what you're doing.
I'm trying to show pony around this.
Say acoustic guitar.
See,
Can
like,
you pass me the acoustic.
Yeah, but like, see, I'm not trying. You're trying to do like the mature bit that I'm doing with scenarios and whatnot. But like, yours legitimately sounds like you're saying another thing. Like you don't sound fancy. You know, you sound like an idiot.
Oh, okay. It's an acoustic guitar, dude.
Acoustic.
If someone says
A guitar made out of cue sticks.
It's made out of the same material. If someone asked me to pass me the acoustic guitar, I just won't.
See? You see how you messed up your own thing?
So like, let me get this straight. When you
right.
have a comedian who does singing as a bit, right?
Yep.
You ask him, do you want an electric? And you actually say to them, is it an electric guitar or an acoustic guitar? That's what you tell them?
No, when they say they have a guitar, I'm like, what are you, Adam Sandler? Lose a guitar, dude.
Oh, man. Crazy. All right. We were a little late last second because Leroy yelled at me about long snappers. We'll take a break. Back after this.
Beating science when we come back.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back.
What did you frauds do?
While you were gone?
Didn't really do
What do you
anything.
mean?
We did like
I
2
know.
letters and went back to
I
break.
know.
They accused me, and by the way, I've been doing some research here. I found out I say it British. That's the problem. Look, let's not waste time on this, please. We'll move on.
Yeah, there's nobody less British than you.
Old chap.
15 minutes of Game Day Uncensored here, which is brought to us by the Summer Getaway, which is waiting for you at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Get offers on select models now through September 3rd and learn more at lexus.com/offers.
Scooby is more British than you.
Agreed.
Hello, Governor.
Oh, look at him. Look at him.
Governor.
My dogs, they're killing me, because they keep asking to go outside so they can play in the puddles. And all you can see is them going, just flopping outside the dirt and mud. And
Scooby doesn't like puddles.
For some reason now, Dre is a digger. So now there's holes all over the backyard.
Filled with water. I'm assuming.
Yes.
Chris Grier, he was asked about Stephen Ross's expectations of the Miami Dolphins. This is what he had to say, his reaction to Stephen Ross and his expectations. Here was Chris Grier yesterday.
Each year, we're always judged by wins and losses at the end of the day. So, last year, people were saying our roster was one of the best in football, and we had injuries and fell short in Kansas City and ended in wild card. I think each year is a different year. I think we feel very good about our roster, where we are. And again, this is just a moment in time. Like, as you guys remember in March, everyone was worried about salary cap. We can't do anything. And so it's always little pockets of time when you do your roster and stuff. But we feel good about it. Like everyone, health is and luck all contribute to it, and team chemistry. And it's a very close-knit team already. It's been exciting to watch these guys all together. So, we feel if we're healthy and ready to go that we have a chance to compete, which is what we always want, that chance.
I would say there's a few things that they can fix along the way, right? One, if you win more games, you put yourself in a better position in the playoffs. And that in itself will be a step forward.
Definitely dreading that Tennessee Titans game about how many times they're going to replay that nightmare. That's going to be a fun broadcast.
What?
Monday Night Football against the Titans this year.
Oh, God.
Like, how many times are they going to go back to? And they had it in the band. They were dancing.
That was a turning point of the season.
I got to hear Joe Buck's unctuous voice.
Ugh, Joe Buck.
Right?
Get over it, dude. He was fake mooning.
The Dolphins just mooned us at the end of that game.
No, did they?
They just showed us their
rough.
cheeks.
We saw it coming too. It wasn't like, last second it was like,
Well, it was like the way this game is playing, be careful. Yeah. Something bad could happen and it's going to turn.
It's like, we should score now. We totally need a score. Oh, we didn't score. Oh, that's fine. Defense will hold them. Defense totally needs a hold now. Oh, didn't hold them. That's fine. We still have time. And it just never was.
It was it was that on that, that and then the Georgia Tech game. It's like, this nightmare is really unfolding before our eyes.
Yeah. Fix that, though.
Now, thankfully, I didn't see the Georgia Tech one live because I went to sleep. I thought
you would have really flipped the lid because not only did they fumble the ball, but then they gave up like this 40-yard pass in the middle of the field. Whee! Yep. We're like, what?
So, don't let that happen again, Chris Grier.
If possible.
He is right. Luck, but also don't screw the pooch like that. And then you would be not going to the tundra.
Yeah.
There you go.
The coldest. I just think you can put yourself in a better situation, right? With both health and winning these games early. And then that way, you put yourself in a better situation to win a playoff game. Was the last playoff game they won at home?
Yeah, because it was blacked out.
Yeah. So there you have it.
It's 24 years ago, though.
They don't black out games anymore, do they?
They have. I mean, they're not going to get blacked out because they have like a waiting.
No,
list.
I know, but they don't. Do they?
Oh, do they do it in general?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. If
I don't think they do it anymore because of the television contracts.
I'm not positive. I don't know who's like. That's the thing. NFL is such a juggernaut now. Like, who's not selling out NFL games
right
these days? Right? Like
even the worst teams, right? Like, what about Arizona?
Maybe.
What about Washington? Well, they got new ownership and they got the Heisman Trophy winner.
I think Washington's got a. I mean, listen, they used to go into a poop pipe stadium. I think they got pretty diehard fans.
I'm just trying to think. You know, the Jets, and no matter how bad they are, they sell out. Carolina. What about Carolina?
That's probably the best guess. Of like
blackout that whole season. No one wants to see that at all.
Let me see. Can we think of anybody else?
But there was a time when like the Dolphins, even under Stephen Ross.
How about the Raiders?
Oh, not in Vegas.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They still got the new car smell.
Yeah, in Vegas they're selling out.
Were you gonna say Stephen Ross
Plus,
pay for tickets?
He did. He did. There are definitely
that.
games like you were like, oh, Stephen Ross was buying up.
Yeah.
But now they're at like a wait list. They're stacked on fans.
Nice.
I tell you what, Stephen Ross, you can't say money is his problem. He's put a boatload of money into this organization.
Yep, baller.
I would say.
Carolina Nick T said Carolina Panthers don't sell out.
So do they get? But do they have a blackout?
I don't know.
Look it up, Frog Boy. What are you looking up?
All right, I got some stats.
When's the last time there was a blackout?
Okay, well, I think with the inclusion of NFL Plus and NFL Network.
Never mind. Vlad already got us the answer.
They stopped it in
Vlad did the research.
2015.
Congratulations, Vlad. Your backup producer got it faster than you did. What are you doing?
Hey, ask Vlad if he can long snap.
Yeah.
Because if he can do two things, Frog Boy, you're out.
Is he available though? Is he? I'd say the roster.
I picture Vlad looking between his legs and said, "Rough night, I'm out."
In fairness, that is a rando thing that Vlad just is like, I know this 2015.
It was probably
they stopped the blackouts.
That's what Vlad said during
all
Team
the
Lava.
different venues and all the different monies that people are paying to have and pay for these commercials. It would almost seem pretty counterproductive to black out a game.
Oh yeah.
Said that if a team's local market, if 85% of the tickets weren't sold out 72 hours before the game, it would be blacked out.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah.
85% of it though.
Let me tell you something.
I
grew up in Blackout Central.
Yeah, Saints.
Saints.
Ready for that.
They didn't call them the Aints for nothing. You understand? Woo! The Saints' first year was the year after my birth. They never made the playoffs till I was away at college.
Rough.
Yeah, when's the last time? I mean, like, now whenever you have blackouts, it's all just like contractual disputes.
Yeah.
Like the Marlins. Poor Marlins had the Xfinity blackout. It's like, you guys want the app for free? Please? For 2 months?
Please.
Xavier Edwards is kind of lighting it up.
Griffin Conine.
Nah, it's solved now.
Yeah.
Solved in time for Conine.
Lucky him.
Yeah. Not in time for them to get to 50 wins, though.
Well, still working on it.
Do people still have the ACC network issue, or is that all fixed? Because that was a thing, too. But obviously,
First of all, you should be able to. They should put the ACC network up on the billboards. Just like, what are you having problems with the ACC? You have the worst television deal in the history of any conference.
How did they get like, first of all, what was this? The longest deal ever, this ACC network? And second of all, how are they only buoyed on advertising by Irish Potato Peeler?
Okay.
That's you know what that is? They must have put it in like Groupon, BOGO. Right? Groupon. Advertise on ACC network.
Like, did they have a one point? Who was the commissioner at that point? Like, did that guy did he know he was on the outs and just get the job done to screw over the ACC?
Oh my goodness! Did you see that? Aaron Judge has hit 3 more home runs than the Marlins have wins.
Yeah, that's true.
Holy smokes!
It's been a rough year.
Pain.
Not for him.
Started off promising.
This year?
It did?
No, when we were in camp. before they start playing baseball.
I mean, yeah.
It's because Chunky 52 wasn't there.
We started out promising when Peter Bendix was telling us about Tim Anderson.
Yeah,
got him.
that?
And he was here for 2 months, and they're like, yeah, he still stinks.
Pass on that one.
They've done that a lot. This is how many years that they've done this? Because they had Matt Kemp in for like 3 weeks too.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Like, yeah, Matt Kemp. He's gonna work out.
Yeah,
Nope.
I knew that wasn't gonna work out when we had the same bat speed. Because he couldn't hit nothing. Oh, good. Oh, I did see that. Somebody's bat dog took a dump in the middle of the field.
Bat dog went crazy.
That's the minors. They'll be all right.
That's probably.
But he also put at the end of that, just like Mullins management. I forgot that.
Point for Witcher.
So, are you going to apologize for your ways?
Nope.
Wow.
Why?
I don't know why you're so angry.
Because of all the things that you want somebody to come in and also be able to do. Long snapping is like 30th on the list of things they want.
Yeah, you're right. Until they're squeezed for rosters. I never thought about it. Right?
They have a guy. They have a backup long snapper, dude. You just don't know who he is. I promise you.
I bet you if I went to Mike McDaniel right now, I'd be like, who do you really trust to snap on this team outside of Blake Ferguson? He doesn't.
The guy you have. You don't trust the second guy because you hope you never have to use him. But in a pinch, you take the wide receiver, you move him to running back.
I'm going to retire this topic.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to retire this topic. I'm not going to bring this up again until next year's 53-man roster.
Okay.
I just want to say, I understand everything you're saying. I have not diminished your expertise on it. And I understand where this all comes from. However, we have never been in a scenario before where the 53-man roster was squeezed and they had to kick the long snapper off the roster for a day, which made the wheels turn. The little hamster in my head.
Can I tell you that hamster wheel needs to retire? Fine. You stop thinking. You think too much.
I just wonder.
Your thoughts never come. Your thoughts come out. What if? This is how you say, Leroy. Hear me out.
It's not punting.
Here we go.
It's not punting. It's not kicking. It's snapping. Why is this so hard to find somebody else who could do this?
It's not. Why do you think it's hard?
Well, if it's not hard, why can't they have somebody do both? Somebody else.
Most long snappers don't come onto a team.
I understand
as a long snapper. They
haven't.
end up being a long snapper.
I understand they haven't. But now I'm saying instead of getting squeezed to have some guy out here for 4 plays a game to run down for 7 career tackles, why don't we utilize the roster better and craft a man to do both?
They have a guy.
No,
I'm more than sure to back up.
You just said they don't trust him. You said they don't trust him.
That's why they have the one guy there. The guy that does it well. He's a backup.
I understand that. But I'm just saying, let's think about this. Next OTAs.
Are you planning a debate?
Go back. What was that last? This guy. Don't stop. To be honest, hear me out is a good party starter.
That is a good one.
That's the show for today, everybody.
Hear me out.
Hear me out.
Tobin's out tomorrow. Silly Sauce taking over.
Hope you mother have a good day.